It is without doubt one of the most breathtaking settings in the Caribbean. Its tropical shores boast many of the most luxurious resort destinations in the world. It's beautiful Montego Bay in Jamaica. On hand, dozens of the biggest names in the sport of Muay Thai who've all converged on this exotic locale for one night of what promises to be explosive martial arts action. In our most anticipated fight for the WMC World Super Cruiserweight title, it's Australian champion Nathan the Carnage Corbett and Dutch superstar Tyrone King of the Ring Spong. Many in the know are calling this the fight of the decade. Along the way, 9 other world-class bouts with many titles on the line. Cedric the Entertainer, our MC here tonight in centering one of the many celebrities of television, comedy and film on hand here in Montego Bay. They've turned out in their droves tonight, and having chatted to many of them during the week, they all said they are so excited to be here. Let's go across to the man who entertained us greatly last night on the Caribbean comedy show, Cedric the Entertainer.
Ring the bell.
Cedric is ready to go in centering as we get the nod as the crowd continues to file in here. Outdoors arena right by the beach here in Montego Bay.
I'll tell you what, Michael. What's up, the Jaguar Amrani and Andre Bullen is certainly going to be a very, very interesting affair to get the night underway. It's a tough fight, and it could go either way, this one. I've looked at the stats and tried to analyse it and come out with a potential winner, and it's so close. I can't really get a clear, decisive decision for myself. Of course, at the top of his game, great win that would be on the card this evening, Thai champion Anyawat. So it's going to be a big confidence booster for the Jaguar, Musab Amrani.
Musab Amrani, Andre Kublin fighting for the WMC 63-kilo World Muay Thai title here tonight, as the hammer said, should be a close one. Amrani from Morocco, great load of Moroccan kickboxers and Muay Thai fighters, of course, emerging. None bigger than Badahari, the former K1 World's Heavyweight Champion. And also Andre Kublin from Belarus in Minsk, where the likes of Alexei Ignashov and Zabit Samedov, so many great Belarusian Muay Thai and K1 fighters, and Andre Kublin can certainly be regarded among one of the finest. As he makes his way to centering here, Andre Kublin, the 25-year-old, a record of 34-6, 15 knockouts. He's been active for 14 years, since 1995, Andre Kublin. And shooting for that world title, 63 kilos here tonight, is the Belarusian. And let's take a look at Musab Amrani from Morocco.
You know, when you have do it one time, you can't stop. If I sit home and I don't train, I can sleep. But don't do it for girls, don't do it for money. I do it for myself, you know, to be somebody. I'm the number one. Nobody gonna forget. Somebody else think he's better than me, can come.
Mossab Amrani, the Moroccan, makes his way to centre ring. The pint-sized African, undefeated in his 10 bouts, 5 of them by way of knockout. 7 years as an active fighter for Mossab Amrani, and let's have a look at how they stack up against each other. The elder combatant being Andre Kublin, the taller by 5 centimetres. Only 1 gram weight advantage yesterday at the weigh-in for Kublin, and his record 34-6. Amrani undefeated 10-0. Let's go to Cedric the Entertainer for our opening introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome fight fans. Rizark Production presents 5 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. This fight is sanctioned by the World Muay Thai Council. The judges at ringside, from the USA, Gary Finnerty. From Thailand, Pong San Ekyoten. From Thailand, Redonnang Bangchang. And the third man in the ring, your referee from Thailand, Tanong Pongpanik. Introducing, in the blue corner, he weighed in at 63.3 kilograms. His professional record, 34 wins, 6 losses, 0 draws, 15 wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of Belarus, please welcome Andre Kublin. And in the red corner, he weighed in at 63.2 kilograms. His professional record, 10 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 5 of those wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of the Netherlands, please welcome Mossab, the Jaguar, Amrani. Sometimes you got to fight if you have to.
So, centre referee giving the final instructions here to both men in their corners. Mossab Amrani and Andre Kublin, Morocco versus Belarus, the WMC 63-kilo World Muay Thai title on the line. And we are talking about all 8 weapons of Muay Thai, knees, elbows, all the good stuff, as we like to say, to kick off Champions of Champions 2 here in Montego Bay, Jamaica. It is going to be something special indeed, and it's our pleasure to be here with you ringside on this historic night of action. 5 by 3 minutes. These 2 tiny fighters, Amrani only 5'6". He could milk a cow standing up. Andre Kublin, 5'7".
I tell you, Michael, the fights on this card tonight, any one of them would be a main event on a major show in any capital city around the world. The fighters have been supremely matched, and this really is the best of the best that we will be seeing here tonight.
The traditional Muay Thai headwear, the Mongkon, being placed on the head of Andre Kublin and Mossab Amrani. What they're doing now is sealing the ring, a very traditional pre-fight ritual of the Muay Thai fighter, with the option here tonight of our fighters to perform what is known as the Ram Muay or the Wai Kru, which if these 2 men choose to perform, we will explain to you. If not, we will explain it on one of our further fights. At the moment, they are sealing the ring here.
Well, it's actually Andre's sealing the ring, but Amrani is actually not holding the top rope. You should be having that right hand on the top rope to, if we're going to go and down the road of doing the correct protocol.
And interesting to see incorrect protocol there from Mossab Amrani, removing his own Mongkon from his head, whereas the trainer should be the one actually doing that.
Obviously, all of tonight's fights contested under the World Muay Thai Council ruling and sanctioning. So it is, in fact, a rule that the fighter has to at least seal the ring and enter the ring with a Mongkon if they are fighting on a true WMC Muay Thai event.
Now, Hammer, what we see here is Andre Kublin performing the Wai Kru Ram Muay, the pre-fight ritual of the Muay Thai fighter, a very ancient ritual with a lot of spiritual meaning for the fighters. Hammer, explain to the fans at home and watching right around the world in our international broadcast what Andre Kublin is doing here with the Wai Kru Ram Muay.
Well, the Ram Muay is it can be a very individual thing. Fighters can make their own or perform their own Ram Muay specifically due to paying homage to the art, to the respective camps. Sometimes camps have a Ram Muay that every fighter from that camp performs. Basically, it's a time to centre, get balanced, and pay homage to your trainer, to your family, to the art, and really a time just, as I said, to get centred and bring yourself into the fight spiritually as well as physically. So Andre doing a nice Ram Muay, not one that is overly complicated or I suppose showy, but the one that gets a job done for Andre. You'll see the ties later in the card perhaps exhibit some very beautiful Ram Muay.
Final instructions here from our centre referee. We are ready to go for 5 3-minute rounds. The WMC 63 kilo World Muay Thai title on the line between Andre Kublin and Mossab Amrani, who, like most of his opponents, he is forced to look up at to engage in the stare down here with the Belarusian Andre Kublin. Kublin, who is widely regarded as pound for pound one of the best Muay Thai stylists outside of Thailand. He has held no fewer than 7 world titles with various sanctioning bodies during his illustrious career, dating way back to 1995. Here we go, first round of action. Amrani opens up with a hook. It is Amrani in the black trunks, Andre Kublin in the red trunks, Michael Chiavello, and the hammer Mark Castanini with you ringside from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Well, of course, Kublin has the height and reach advantage and also the experience advantage. You're talking about a boy that has fought all around the world and fought some very tough opponents. So he's going to show no respect to Amrani. And at the moment, I think he's just going to fill him out in the first round, see what Amrani has to offer, and then they'll start to open up. Amrani in turn, they call him the Jaguar, a very slick fighter for the amount of experience that he's had. 10 pro fights, but a whole heap of amateur bouts. So you cannot underestimate Mossab Amrani.
Jumping knee there from Amrani. You can already see the Moroccan is the aggressor here in the first round. Kublin starting much slower as he tries to drill a knee into the breadbasket, the Belarusian. Look out for that right hand on Mossab Amrani. Is a beautiful counter fighter as well. And what you will see from the Moroccan is he constantly likes to switch stance. He'll go from orthodox to southpaw and then back to his preferred orthodox style again as he fires the overhand right, digs into the liver section of Kublin. They tie up in centre ring, locking onto the Muay Thai clinch, and the referee moves in and separates them. Under WMC rules, you must be active in the clinch, or after 5 seconds, the referee will break up both fighters and restart them. And with certainly an international audience watching this one, the referees in centre ring will make sure the action is free-flowing all night. Front kick from Amrani, again gets airborne, off the left knee. Kublin yet to effect any real phasing strikes on Amrani early on here in the first round as he snakes the hands around the back of the neck. Referee moves in and pulls them off the ropes. Amrani back to his preferred orthodox stance now, switches to southpaw. Back to orthodox, crossing elbow, looking at snake it between the eyes of Andre Kublin. First real elbow of this fight thus far.
And obviously the guys are fighting for 15 minutes, so they're not going to sort of go flat out in the first round. They're trying to pace themselves, see what each has to offer, and then open up. Of course, with the clinching and the kneeing, the elbows and the knee are higher scoring techniques than the kicks and the punches. So the fighters will want to get in some good knee and elbow shots, and of course dominate in that clinching situation so that they get healthy scorecards from the judges.
Again, Amrani looking for that overhand counter right, trying to force it between the eyes of Kublin. Referee getting a little physical in the red corner and pulling both men back to centre ring. For my liking, it's been Amrani so far, the aggressor here in the first round, though. Neither man has landed a real telling blow. Good outside thigh kick there from Andre Kublin.
And I tell you what, Michael, also, the nerves have got to play a massive factor in this event. These fighters have come here with a lot of hype behind it, and there's so much pressure to perform well on the world stage, and they know that, so there's going to be no silly, unnecessary risks being taken by any fighter on the card tonight.
Instructions from the slam corner of Mossab Amrani, looking to keep intact his undefeated record. 10-0 coming in here tonight, half of those wins via the short route. Andre Kublin looking for his 8th world title win in his career that has spanned 14 years, but a little bit slow out of the gate early on for the Belarusian hammer.
Well, a little bit. Some good knee strikes from both. And Andre, you can just see the experience and the composure. He's not going to be rattled at all by Amrani. And Amrani's really going to have to pull something special out to rattle the Russian Andrei Kublin.
Belarusian, Hammer.
Belarusian.
He'll slap you with a wet fish if you call him a Russian. They're very finicky about that, the Belarusians, Hammer. So we have a 2-minute break between rounds. These 5x3s, 2-minute interval between rounds when we're using all 8 weapons of Muay Thai. Unofficially, Hammer, I'll go the first round at 10-9 to Mossab Amrani. How are you scoring it?
I think it was, I suppose, a bit more the aggressor, but I'm going to go even on that first round because I think Andre had good defence and in the clinch just showed a little more strength. So I'll give it even, but if I have to make a decision, I'll go the way of Andre.
We just saw again the overhand elbow attempt there from Amrani, trying to crack down onto the forehead of Andrei Kublin, and Kublin moving into the clinch and trying to work the knees off the right leg before the referee separating them. And interesting to see here in the corner, Hammer, Mossab Amrani choosing to stand. Kublin has chosen to sit between rounds. What were you, Hammer? Were you a stander or were you a sitter?
I used to take any opportunity to rest that I could, to be honest with you. But
or were you a squatter, Hammer?
I tell you what, the standing is something that for fighters it tends to help them because you're standing, you're opening up your lungs and you're breathing freer. That was something when I was down on the stool. Obviously, you'll see the trainers pull the shorts out just to allow more oxygen into the body.
Here we go, second round of 5. Once again, Mossab Amrani opening up with a heavy artillery, digs down to the liver section, does the pint-sized Moroccan. Skips forward, again goes to the liver of the Belarusian. A lot of aggression in the hands here, in particular of Mossab Amrani. As Kublin ties him up, tries to lean down on him. There is a 1-inch height advantage going the way of Kublin. On paper, they're looking at them here and centering. I'd say it's more like a couple of inches at least to Andrei Kublin over Amrani.
Oh, definitely. He needs to be using that height and reach advantage. He needs to be popping the jab, using the push kick, the straight push kick. Oh, there's the whipping head kick from Kublin. So you can see if he opens himself up and starts the fight at range, I think that Amrani may have a hard road to travel.
Step up knee to the sternum there from Andrei Kublin. 50 seconds down here in the second round of 5 as they lock up the grapple again. Beautiful chamber knee into the upper right rib cage, then to the left side of the carcass from Andrei Kublin. Turning left hook from Amrani, shoots the teep kick or the front kick as it's known to the midsection. You can see Amrani just setting that right hand. He went for the overhand elbow off the right arm again. It is his counter-fighting arm. That overhand right of Mossab Amrani has knocked out so many of his opponents in his short career.
And you see Kublin launching the elbow, and again Kublin looking for the finisher or the cut with the elbow. Of course, the elbow, very bony part of the body, as is the forehead. Not a lot of flesh there, so bone on bone, the skin has a tendency to tear like a wet tissue.
Good counter shot off the left hand there from Kublin. Amrani this time engaging in the clinch. You can see a bit of the swelling on the upper right rib cage and the liver section of Andrei Kublin, courtesy of those wicked body shots off the left hand already from Mossab Amrani. Takes up the jab, Amrani. Jab, 2 body shot, good 3-punch combination. Just needed a little bit more starch behind it. The second liver shot had it.
The difference here with this event, Michael, in that the judges and referees have all been flown from Thailand, predominantly from Lumpini Stadium, the biggest Muay Thai fight stadium in the world, to officiate here tonight. Now, their scoring, the punches will be the lowest scoring technique. So when we've got Amrani there bombing away at the body, that's not going to pay the dividends that perhaps he is hoping for. In turn, you've got Kublin that will be landing knees and looking to launch the elbows, and the judges will look favourably to that technique. So Kublin is fighting a very intelligent fight in that he's fighting Thai style, and that will make the impression on the judges' scorecards, I feel.
Kublin's got Amrani back into the neutral corner here. Will the Belarusian unload on him? He's trying to sucker him in. You can see dropping the hands down. Did a bit of the Sugar Ray shuffle earlier on, did Andrei Kublin. That real leg round kick, and he went for the scoop as he thought Amrani was going to fire a front kick off the lead leg. Into the second round, we go to the towers. A hammer, a much better round there for Andrei Kublin after what I thought was a slow opening stanza.
Definitely, and I'll just reiterate what I was saying. So Kublin is obviously, he's fighting or playing to the judges' likes. He's fighting very Thai style, not overdoing it with the boxing, because in fact a lot of judges, they pretty much just overlook the whole boxing area. They want to see you get into the clinch, they want to see you dominate, they want to see you manhandle your opponent, throw their body weight offside and really sort of dominate in that area.
Hammer, unofficially, I'll give the second round to Andrei Kublin. It's got them tied on my scorecard at 19 points apiece after 2. How are you scoring it?
Yeah, definitely Kublin the second for sure. So I'll go both rounds to Kubelin, just so we can sort of split the difference a bit. And there's Amrani again going by me. And he's got beautiful body shots. I mean, I like the way he boxes, don't get me wrong. He's very free-flowing and has some good hand skills, but he really has to be mindful that he's fighting with some very traditional judges looking at this fight, and he's got to sort of play to their game a little as well.
Again, Mossab Amrani looking to keep his undefeated record intact. He chooses to stand between rounds. The hammer has given both rounds here to Andre Kubelin. I've got it drawn 1 round apiece after 2, 10-9 Amrani, I thought, in the first, 10-9 Kubelin definitely in the second. We are set for 5-3 on this absolutely stacked fight card, because coming up next, folks, after this one, well, it's one we've really been looking forward to, a rematch that has been many years in the making between Buakaw and Australia's own John Wayne Parr, two of the biggest names in the world of Muay Thai. Wayne Parr, runner-up in the Contender, Buakaw, K1 Max superstar.
I just want to basically show a bit of appreciation for everyone that is actually tuned into this event, the pay-per-view viewers all around the world. We'd like to, on behalf of the promoters, the whole Muay Thai community, thank you for the support of Muay Thai and watching this event.
Here we go, third round of 5. An even round so far. Amrani again switching stance, and he fires that overhand elbow, looking for the cranium cracker, the headache maker. And just a bit of a slip on that Rizak logo. I tell you what, they're going to get very slippery as the night goes on here in Montego Bay.
Those logos, to me, earlier are a bit of a concern, Michael. I stated earlier that I was worried that those logos were going to get way too slippery, and we're seeing that now. Let a bit of water and a bit of Vas get on that from the corner, and it's going to be pandemonium in there with those slippery logos.
Good catch of the round kick from Amrani. Kubelin again looking to back the Moroccan against the ropes. Amrani turns him with the left hook, gets back to centering, takes an outside thigh kick to the lead leg, shoots the teep kick into the midsection. Uppercut, right hand. Just need a little bit more mustard behind it though from Amrani. Good evasion work.
Beautiful.
Just leans back like Fat Joe out of the way of the high round kick from Andre Kubelin. Jab, hook, straight right cross. Good 3-punch combination and a front kick to the midsection from Amrani. The work rate of Amrani is the higher, but maybe the more effective technique here. The more Muay Thai style technique of Andre Kubelin, and opening up with the acrobatics now is the Belarusian.
Beautiful spinning heel kick from Kubelin. He is looking more confident as this one goes along.
Nice knee to the upper right rib cage from Kubelin. A little bit of swelling under the right eye here of the Belarusian. Nothing to really faze him. 1 minute 20 remaining here in the third of 5 as Amrani looks for that femoral artery on the inside thigh of the Belarusian. Goes up and goes downstairs to the shin, which is totally legal under Muay Thai rules. You can kick the inside and the outside of the shin, but you cannot kick directly to the knee joint.
Kubelin getting the head control. For the uninitiated, what you want to do in the grapple is get both hands around your opponent's neck and control their body weight so you can chamber off the knees into the body. Now Amrani showing a little bit of lack of experience there by not clinching back when Kubelin had his head in control. So he was going to wear some solid knees, and he certainly will if he continues not to engage in the grapple when Kubelin latches on.
Andre Kubelin going for that decapitator off the right leg time and time again. Again, a little slip on that Rizak logo in the centre of the ring. Step up knee to the midsection from Amrani. Kubelin locks him up, ties him down. Throws a knee, chained that back nicely. Crossing elbow back of the head there from Andre Kubelin.
And Kubelin just taking advantage of every little opening that Amrani's leaving for him.
End of the round, and we go to the towels again. Bit of a mean look on the kisser there from Amrani. He thought it was a late blow by Kubelin, and once again, Hammer, I am going a 10-9 round for the Belarusian Andre Kubelin.
Definitely give it the way of Kubelin. And Amrani, bit of a mean look, but unfortunately mean looks don't win fights.
Every Moroccan in the world's got a mean look, Hammer. You ever seen a Moroccan without a mean look on his face?
So Amrani, I think, knows that he's slowly falling behind on the scorecards, and indeed losing his footing as well. So he's losing his footing in more ways than one in this fight. And Kubelin is starting to show his experience, and obviously a multitude of titles already, Andre Kubelin, and perhaps getting another one. If not, we're preempting the decision with this one. But Kubelin very confident and looking more confident as this one travels down the road.
There's still a long way to go here. 2 rounds remaining in this 5-rounder for the WMC 63 kilo world title. Andre Kublin unofficially ahead on our scorecards. Hammer's got him winning every round so far, making it 30-27. I've got Kublin winning the second and the third round. Amrani winning the first. Wherever you're watching this one, folks, around the world, we hope you're enjoying all the action. All of our fans in Australia, in the USA, in Canada, and everywhere else. It is Muay Thai from Montego Bay, Jamaica, where the celebrities are on hand in their droves here tonight. Hammer, if you're in the slam corner of Mossab Amrani, what are you telling the little Moroccan to do in round number 4?
Well, I'd certainly tell him to engage more in the Thai tactics, lock down, perhaps go bombing with the elbows. He needs to certainly get a dramatic upswing in his scorecard, and he's not going to do that if he stands at range and tries to throw those bombs. He's got to get in, he's got a knee, and he's got to throw the higher scoring technique now, because the punches will not do the job for him.
As they wipe off the corners, we are ready for the penultimate round of action. 4 of 5. Andre Kublin, a slow start, but certainly picked up the pace in the second. He steamrolled through the third. Let's see if the momentum will continue for the Belarusian, or if somehow Mossab Amrani can turn the tide. Hammer being seaside, I'll see how many ocean puns I can work into tonight's commentary. Seeing the ocean is really only about 30 metres directly behind us. We are literally on the shore here tonight on top of the white sands of Montego Bay.
Could we say Amrani is in over his head? We could probably work that one.
He's drowning under the technique of Andre Kublin as they lock up the grapple early on here in the 4th.
Again, you see Kublin just with a superior clinch and the turning elbow. Beautifully done, Kublin, and then straight back into the tight clinch again.
Wound up like a top on that occasion did Andre Kublin, looking to sear the ear off of Amrani with that spinning back elbow. Amrani digs the lever again, hasn't had much luck with it though. Kublin trying to pull the head down, maybe look for the meet and greet, won't get it as Amrani just shrugs him off and switches from southpaw back to orthodox stance, throws a nice 1-2 through the guard. Oh, almost taekwondo style there from Andre Kublin. He is certainly trying to put on a show.
Let me tell you, that's the type of technique you throw as a fighter when you're confident. When you're confident that you've got your opponent's mark, you start to rip out the more high-risk technique. And that's exactly what Andre Kublin's doing now. He's confident. I don't think Mossab Amrani's hurt him at all. So he's starting to showcase some beautiful technique and some high-risk technique at that with the spinning stuff.
Kublin comes forward again. Cheap kick to the midsection, upended there by Amrani. You are permitted to catch the kicking leg, but you must throw off it or else release the kicking leg under these WMC Muay Thai rules. Amrani looking for that liver perhaps again, throws a wild left uppercut that almost took out the ring lights.
And it's interesting that usually you see fighters want to control centre ring, but because of the slippery logo, both fighters are actually avoiding that centre logo like the plague, and they're staying well on the more porous canvas.
Under a minute remaining here in the 4th round of 5. Andre Kublin in control, and it will take something special now from Mossab Amrani, you feel, because Kublin, as the Hammer said, just oozing confidence here in centering. Amrani trying to aggress him, trying to bully him over in the neutral corner. But the bully beatdown tactics not working here for Mossab Amrani. Good evasion from the Moroccan. Counters with an outside thigh kick, drills the right hand through the guard. Just slipped on that logo, and it actually did him a favour because Kublin was powering through with an overhand right elbow.
He was looking for the finisher, certainly. They tried to step up elbow, Amrani, and he's looking a little gassed now, Michael. He's looking a little bit in trouble as this one progresses.
Kublin again going for that headache maker. Amrani just shrugs him off here, slowed down markedly here. Has the Moroccan, good gut-munching knee, belly button through the back from Kublin. Amrani double front kick, one of either leg, nothing effective though for him. Takes a shot to the junk, end of the round, one more to go. It is all one-way traffic, Hammer, and the traffic points to Minsk and the way of Andre Kublin, another 10-round, 10-9er.
Definitely, and it just shows the pedigree from Kublin. Of course, he has been fighting in the WMC events for forever and a day, and he's done his time through the amateur ranks also, competing with a lot of success. in the World Amateur Championships, of course, in Bangkok, year after year, Kublan, and made the transition to pro very nicely indeed, and now is really starting to establish himself as the best fighter in the world at this weight division. Trying for the spinning turning kick, loses his balance just on the final moments, but not phased. Kublan, he will continue to unravel the showcase techniques. Have a look at that slipping surface in centre ring, and I'm amazed that that hasn't been ripped off already, that logo, because it's certainly not going to make for good footwork off the centre.
4 rounds down, 1 round remaining unofficially. I've got Kublan 49-47. The Hammer's got 50 points, or every round going the way of Andre Kublan. I've got Kublan the second, third and fourth. Amrani the first. Hammer's got all 4 rounds so far for Andre Kublan. How are you scoring it, folks? I am sure that unless you are visually impaired, you must be having this fight the way of Andre Kublan. Oh, unless we've got any Moroccans tuning in. Hammer, they're a terribly biased race of people, the Moroccans. Lovely as they are, but very biased.
Very passionate.
Surely even the Moroccans couldn't score this one so far for Amrani, though, Hammer.
Well, you never know. You never know.
Okay, 5th and final round of action. Amrani needs to turn it on. He's got to put the foot down and go for it over the next 3 minutes now, or Andre Kublan is going to coast to a victory, and more so, he will be fitting the 63-kilo World Muay Thai strap around his waist.
And there's the experience of Kublan right there. As soon as the fight started, he got straight off that logo and just went onto the more gripping canvas under his feet so he can launch those attacks. Amrani just knows he needs to knock Kublan out if he's going to have a chance to take the strap in this battle, because Kublan's just way too far ahead on the scorecard. So Amrani needs an elbow KO or a big finish here.
Amrani, can he get it on? Spinning back elbow may have hurt you, Hammer. He went for the jawline of Andre Kublan to no success. Big right hand from Andre Kublan, almost backing Amrani through the ropes. Kublan again fires that right hand off the jaw. Good evasion work. Amrani at full stretch. Almost sent that right hand into the 4th row of the audience to the Moroccan. Kublan ties him up. They tango, throws him to the canvas like yesterday's garbage, does Andre Kublan. Great work from the Belarusian, just showing, hey, I am so much stronger than you in the clinch, little fella.
Well, even though Amrani had him in a side headlock, Kublan just basically slipped out of it and threw him down.
Into the lower lumbar region there from Kublan. Goes to the highlights, round kick. Smashing round kick from Kublan. Just a slip, though, says the referee, though. I'd like to take a look at it again and see if indeed Amrani was rocked by the high left round kick.
I think he was certainly in the fog after that one. Looking very gassed now, Mossab Amrani, and just fighting on pure heart and determination.
Amrani has got to throw down here. He's got to find something. Kublan just dictating the pace as he has since the 2nd round onwards. Edges forward again, the Belarusian. Looking to lock up the knees. Kublan snaps the jab, switches back to an orthodox stance, goes the jab off the left hand there. Amrani against the ropes where he doesn't want to be, but unfortunately he's been there for the last 3.5 rounds. You can see there, Kublan momentarily slipping on that central logo. Pushing the knee. Amrani getting through for him. Kublan just smiles, says, you have got nothing that can faze me here. 35 seconds remaining for Mossab Amrani to try and swing the pendulum in his favour. But I tell you what, Hammer, short of a grand piano falling out of the sky and onto the head of Andre Kublan, there is no way Amrani is going to win this one.
Get a little bit of old-style cartoons. Oh, again, with a straight hand straight through the guard. Kublan now just dominating.
Amrani just being pwned here in centre ring, almost put through the ropes once again. The aggression of Kublan round by round. He has gotten stronger. High left round kick, front kick to the midsection. All Andre Kublan. He pumps the fists in the air. This crowd gives him a great ovation. A 10-9 final round for Kublan. 49 to 46 on my scorecard, and the Hammer, of course, giving it every round the way of Andre Kublin. Hammer, we are in agreement. The new world champion should be Andre Kublin.
Definitely so. And Kublin, as I said, fought a very smart fight, did not take any risks, and just landed what he had to and how he had to. And it was really textbook performance from the Belarusian.
Hammer, if you're looking at the game plan of Amrani, what did he do wrong here against Kublin?
I think he, I suppose, relied too much on his boxing. He relied too much on his hands, and that is probably not a good game plan to have when your opponent is so much taller also. You know, he tried to bridge the gap, work the body. Good in theory, but of course, you know, Kublin's used to taking full power knees to the rib cage, so perhaps a dipping punch is not going to do the damage that it would against this ironclad Belarusian Andre Kublin. They spilled to the canvas, and it was really Amrani that was looking tired and really just wanted to survive and see the duration in this one. Kublin just launching attacks at will. And we saw that, of course, in the fourth round with the spinning techniques and showcasing everything he has to offer, Andre Kublin.
So we will announce the new WMC 63 kilo world champion. It is a foregone conclusion in our books, at least, that Andre Kublin will take the strap in a couple of moments' time. Dejected Mossab Amrani walking around the ring here, his head held low. Amrani surely knows within himself that he could have done a whole lot more. After I thought was a decent first round, I actually gave him the first stanza, but after that, as we said, it was all one-way traffic. It was all Andre Kublin. The Muay Thai technique just prevailed over the more hand proficiency of Mossab Amrani.
Well, Amrani, as I said, coming into this one, would have been supremely confident. You know, he took care of Anuwat, and that's, you know, one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in Thailand today. You'll see him a little bit later on. Anuwat taking on, from the UK, Liam Harrison. So, you know, Amrani has had a rampage sort of rise to fame, but that, I feel, has been derailed tonight, certainly by the Belarusian.
So as our scorecards are collated here by our WMC officials, don't forget, as we said earlier on, a 10-point must system in effect here tonight for all of our fights. Our ringside officials will tally up the scorecards, and in just a few moments' time, Cedric the Entertainer, our MC, will announce, we are sure, Andre Kublin as the new 63 kilo world champion. The Russians will take yet another world title. Here's Cedric.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the scorecards. Judge 1 scores the bout 46-49. Judge 2 scores the bout 46-50. And Judge 3 scores the bout 47-49 in favor of the winner by unanimous decision in the blue corner, Andre Kublin.
Never a doubt about it. The judges all saw it very similarly. Andre Kublin becomes the new WMC
World Title belt
world
will be
champion.
presented by Ambassador
style.
Frank
It is
Pringle.
the continuance of a decorated career that is 14 years old now of Andre Kublin. He's been fighting since 1995. This is actually his 8th World Muay Thai title in both amateur and professional.
Well, that's right, and Kublin and the Belarusians, another title heads their way. They are so strong in the combat sports. You know, they really do live and breathe it. Muay Thai is one of the most emerging sports in Belarus, and you just have to go to any amateur world championships to note that.
Hammer, if you had to pick an aspect of Kublin's game here tonight that truly impressed you the most, what would it be?
Not slipping over on those logos.
I agree.
and maintaining himself upright. But it was basically a well-rounded performance. I think he just worked the strategy all too well.
Okay, folks, Paul Lazenby in centering with the new world champion, Andre Kublin.
I'm standing here with your new super lightweight world champion, Andre Kublin. Andre, you start this fight in very much a traditional Muay Thai style, as the Hammer already mentioned. Was that a deliberate tactic for this fight, or do you fight that way all the time, very slow to start and pick up the pace afterward?
Нет, это моя манера ведения боя. Я люблю муай-тай, поэтому решил выиграть в стиле муай-тай и показать, что это действительно очень универсальный и жесткий стиль ведения боя.
No, this is my real style. I like Muay Thai most of all, and this is my style, and I want to win in this style and show everybody that this is very effective and strong style.
See, now I noticed both of you were sliding a little bit on the surface of the ring. How much did that mess up your game plan for this fight?
Видел, что вы скользили оба. Насколько тебе это мешало?
Мешало немного, очень скользко, конечно, но мы были в одинаковых условиях, поэтому так как есть, так как есть.
It will be some discomfort, but we was in the same condition both, so it's happened like happened.
Okay, now a man like you, you've climbed so many mountains, you've got so many titles, it's kind of funny to ask this question, but what are your future goals now with all your world championships for this sport of Muay Thai?
Много титулов. Что у тебя следующее? Твое это самое, и кроме Muay-Thai еще.
Muay-Thai в виде бойца и Muay-Thai в виде тренера, поэтому победы и совершенствование.
Muay-Thai as a fighter and Muay-Thai as a coach. I work as a coach. So Muay-Thai, growing, winning.
Excellent. Very well-earned win by your new super lightweight world Muay Thai champion. Hammer, Michael, back to you.
Thank you, Paul. Fantastic. His 8th world title as an amateur and a professional over a 14-year career for Andre Kublen. Hammer once again. He did it in style. Andre Kublen, pound for pound, one of the best guys, as we said earlier in the night, outside of Thailand. The ties in this division are so strong, but there is a guy, Hammer, that can genuinely trade with them.
Well, it's exactly as he said in his post-fight interview. He loves Muay Thai. He loves fighting Muay Thai style. You've seen it. He had the clinch. He was controlling the head, working the knees underneath beautifully, and just dominating. He totally dominated Amrani. And, you know, it was... Take nothing away from Musab Amrani, because a lot of fighters will not even step into that ring against Andre. But he did, and he certainly issued the challenge early. But I think it's back to the gym and back to the hard training for him.
Hammer, we know that Andre Kublen has extensively trained in Thailand at some of the great Muay Thai camps over there. We know Amrani hasn't trained at all in Thailand. Is that often the difference in experience level, having trained with the Thais in the motherland of Muay Thai, as opposed to never having trained in Thailand at all?
I think if you're seriously going to compete in Muay Thai, you have to venture over to Thailand, get into one of the good camps. You know, that is the thoroughbred breeding happening in Thailand, to put it, you know, in a way. So you want to at least get over there, experience it, feel it, learn. You know, it's an ever-evolving and learning art, Muay Thai. You never reach the pinnacle and go, that's all I need. You know, you've got to keep perfecting the art.
Okay, folks, coming up next, it is going to be Buakaw Promok and John Wayne Parr in a rematch that has been 5 years in the making. Okay, folks, this next one is one that I've been looking forward to since they last fought in 2004 at the K1 Max. Buakaw emerged triumphant via a split decision. Hammer once again, Buakaw versus JW John Wayne Parr. This one is going to be off the hook crazy.
Well, it certainly will, and of course, I think Buakaw's been in K1 for a long time. Maybe coming back to his native or original Muay Thai fighting, maybe a bit of a challenge. JW, last time they met, was very, very strong in the clinch. I predict JW is going to unleash, especially coming off a big win over Mike Zambides.
Okay, folks, let's check it out. JW, the gunslinger, John Wayne Parr, and Buakaw Promok in the rematch the entire world has been waiting for the WMC World Junior Middleweight Championship.
Some people say I've got to almost legendary status. I'm just like any other fighter here in Thailand trying to make a living. The first time I fought Buakaw was in 2004. After 3 rounds, it was a draw, and they made us fight an extension round. 2 judges went for him and 1 went for me, so it was only a 1-point loss. It's such an honour to be fighting him again. I know in Jamaica that I'm going to have to bring my A game. I'm definitely going to be an underdog, but at the same time, I'm not intimidated at all. 1 punch or 1 kick can end the fight.
John Wayne Parr, Australia's own, about to make his way to centering here in Montego Bay. Arguably the most popular Muay Thai fighter on the planet. He was runner-up in the Contender Asia Series 1, where he lost to Yodson Clay in the final, JW. This, his 100th career fight. A magnificent record, a 49% knockout ratio. Coming off a cracking 5-round decision win over Iron Mike Zambides in Melbourne in May. Before that, he had a decision loss to Thai superstar Matsui under full Muay Thai rules in Brisbane on April 4. He's gone 4-2 in his last 6 outings, including wins over Sean Wright, Jaber Askarov and Koza Takeda. Now let's take a look at Buakaw, Paul Pramac.
For me, I love doing the best that I can. Win or lose, we see later. I'm very excited because it's a country I've never visited before, too. It depends on the preparation of each side. Because the fight game depends on who is better prepared. Or who's got better technique. They can take the win.
Buakaw Paul Pramac makes his way to centre ring. His real name is Sombat Bunchamek from Suring, Thailand. But of course known worldwide as Buakaw, the K1 Max superstar who once again this year finds himself in the final 8 of the K1 Max, in which he'll be competing in only 2.5 weeks' time at the Budokan in Tokyo. You've got to wonder, folks, how that is playing on the mind of Buakaw and his game plan here tonight, knowing he's got to take on the Dutch fighter Nicky Holtzken at the Budokan in Tokyo in only 2.5 weeks' time for the huge money fight that is the K1 Max. As the Hammerstead returning to his roots here tonight, a former WMC middleweight world champion when he beat John Hott for the title about 2.5 years ago. The incredible power of Buakaw Paul Pramac. Let's take a look at how these two legends stack up. The elder of the two, John Wayne Parr, 5 years going his way. 3 centimetres taller is Parr. He is also the heavier. He weighed in at 71 kilos on the money yesterday. Buakaw coming in more as a super welterweight at 69.5. The experience advantage going the way of Buakaw, this being his 188th fight. And JW, of course, in fight number 100. Let's go across for the official introductions. Cedric, the Entertainer.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fight fans, how you feel out there? All right, let's get ready to do something. We got the fighters in the ring. Rizark Production presents 5 rounds of boxing in the junior middleweight division. This fight is sanctioned by the World Muay Thai Council. The judges at ringside. From the USA, Gary Finnerty. From the USA, Paulo Tucha. From Thailand, Redong Nambengcham. And the third ring, man in the ring, your referee from Thailand, Tan Pongpatik. Introducing first, in the blue corner. He weighed in at 71 kilograms. His professional record, 72 wins, 27 losses, 0 draws. 35 wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of the Gold Coast of Australia, please welcome John Wayne, the gunslinger Parr. Introducing in the red corner. He weighed in at 69.5 kilograms. His professional record, 187 wins. 20 losses, 12 draws, 47 wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bangkok, Thailand. Please welcome Buakaw.
And Buakaw Paul Pramac, John Wayne Parr, as we said earlier on, this is a fight the whole world has been demanding since they last met. They first met in 2004 in the K1 Max in Japan. On that occasion, a controversial one. It went to an extra round, which is rare enough in K1 Max, and it was Buakaw Paul Pramac who emerged victorious. Wayne has been asking for it. He has been itching to get Buakaw back in centering and under Wayne's preferred rule set of full Muay Thai, knees and elbows. And finally, the dream comes true for Australia's all-time greatest, John Wayne Parr, here tonight. As I said, a big moment here for Wayne in his 100th career fight. Also his wife, Angie, fighting on tonight's card. So, Hammer, you've got to ask that question as well. What sort of pressure is on Wayne, knowing that his own wife is fighting later on for a world title against Julie Kitchen?
Well, as you know, Michael, I'm very close with John Wayne Parr, and he always has an extreme amount of pressure on him in every single fight he steps in the ring for. Add to that this is his centenary fight. This is his 100th fight. You don't want to lose your 100th fight. Add to that, he's got his wife fighting on the same card. There is a lot happening in this man's life as he steps in the centre ring for this one.
Hammer, add to that a little bit of controversy at yesterday's weigh-in.
Sure.
Now, what happened yesterday, folks? Let me take you through it. Wayne Parr stepped onto the scales at 71 kilos even, believing the fight was contracted at 71 kilos. Buakaw was then asked to step onto the scales and refused. He sat down, shook his head and said, I'm not weighing him, I'm not even fighting. This fight is meant to be at 70 kilos, which is the K1 max weight limit, not at 71. It took around about an hour of coaxing and discussions with the WMC officials and Team Paul Prummock before Buakaw finally accepted to step onto the scales yesterday at the weigh-in, and he stepped up and weighed 69.5 kilos, 1.5 kilos lighter than JW. Of course, a big marked difference here tonight, Hammer. We know that JW is infamous for stacking on the weight literally overnight. No doubt JW will be up to about probably 78 kilos here in centering. Once he replenished his liquids, he put the carbs back into his body last night. We know he is an absolute beast when he actually steps into centering.
Let me tell you, before the Mike Zambides fight, which was only less than 2 months ago, Wayne really struggled to make the weight. I was at the weigh-in with him, and he stepped onto those scales and didn't look in a good way. Got a good 24 hours to recover, but then, you know, the decision was made in consultation with his doctor to speak to a nutritionist and make sure that in future, before any fight, he loses weight correctly. Now, that's exactly what happened after the Zambo fight. He went, consulted with the nutritionist on the Gold Coast in Australia. They wrote out a specific eating plan for him, and you know, we were talking almost every week coming up to this fight, and he was giving me the updates on my weight. You know, I'm there, I'm 75, 2 weeks out, so the weight loss has not been as dramatic coming into this fight as it has been in past fights. So, having said that, after the weigh-in yesterday, we spoke and I said to him, you know, you're looking more energised after this weigh-in than you did after the last. And after the last weigh-in and the last fight, he absolutely pummeled Mike Zambides. So I'm confident that Wayne will come into this one with a lot more energy than even when he fought Zambides.
And let's take a look at Buakaw. As I said earlier on, he is scheduled in 2.5 weeks' time to fight in the K1 Max Final 8 at the Budokan in Tokyo. Buakaw has not been himself of late, Hammer, in the K1 Max, even though he has had made the Final 8. Last time out, he fought mixed martial arts fighter Andre Dida. It was only Andre Dida's second ever fight under K1 Max rules. And mind you, folks, Buakaw Paul Prummock, a former two-time World Max champion. Andre Dida almost knocked his head off, almost knocked out Buakaw in the first round, and Buakaw had to take Andre Dida into an extension round to beat him back in March. I was there for that one, Hammer, and I'm telling you, it was not the Buakaw who absolutely steamrolled through the K1 Max back in 2006. It was a different Buakaw. You've got to wonder again what is going through his mind, knowing that he's fighting in 2.5 weeks' time in Tokyo on the lucrative K1 Max that has made him a millionaire.
Sure.
What's going through his mind here tonight, Hammer?
Well, look, he's obviously, you know, has his loyalty to Muay Thai and, of course, the WMC. And Buakaw is a great man. You know, he's a really nice guy and one of the friendliest Thai fighters you will meet. He's got some fairly staunch management, I've got to say that. And they were the ones yesterday more with a controversy at the weigh-in. It wasn't so much Buakaw, I think, that had a problem with the kilo as it was his management. So Buakaw was there and being dictated to as to what he should and shouldn't do. You're right, Michael. Looking back and reflecting over the footage and, of course, Buakaw's fight history, he was at his peak in 06-07. You know, he has not had a lot of luck on the K1 circuit and certainly has not had the staunch activity fighting under Muay Thai rules that perhaps he would need or he needs to come into this fight.
And let's not forget also last year, 2008, knocked out for the very first time in his career by Yoshihiro Sato at the K1 Max Final 8 as well. As I said, it hasn't been the same Buakaw as it was back in 05-06 as what we've been seeing over the last 12 months. A man who was a former 140-pound fighter. He won the coveted Toyota Marathon 140-pound tournament at Lumpini Stadium back in 2002. He had a win on that occasion over Japanese star Kobayashi. He also became the KOMA lightweight GP champion in 2003. He was an Omnoi Stadium champion at both lightweight and featherweight. And as I said, most decorated at the K1 Max, a former two-time World World K1 Max Champion. Wayne Parr, former WMC World's Middleweight Champion, WKBA World Champion, IMF Kings Cup Champion. Coming off that cracking win over Iron Mike Zambides in Melbourne. You're also talking, folks, here about two of the busiest fighters in the world. Parr has had 37 fights for 26 wins since 2002, giving him a 70% win average, which is just amazing, fighting at such a high level. Buakaw has had 47 fights for 38 wins since 2002, giving him a 64% win average. And as I said, he's also become a two-time K1 Max World Champion in that time period. Last time they fought, 2004, extra round split decision going the way of Buakaw. This is the rematch of Wayne Parr, and indeed the entire world has been waiting 5 years for. We are seeing Buakaw doing possibly the longest wide crew I have ever seen, Hammer, and it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Well, he's certainly taking his time and getting back to his roots, so to speak, with the wide crew, and really just centering and making Wayne wait as well, which Wayne will be eager to get it on, and Buakaw's just making him wait and think about what's about to happen.
Hammer, once again, you look at the quality of Buakaw. As I said, he defeated Jomhod back in 2006 via leg kicks for the WMC World Middleweight title. You have a look at his K1 Max career, and in his 27 fights in K1 Max, he's only ever lost to the best of the best. His losses have come against Andy Sauer, who is another K1 Max former champion, Masato, the current K1 Max champion, Albert Kraus, the first ever K1 Max champion, and Yoshihiro Sato. So the best guys in Max are the only guys to beat them. 3 of those guys have held the championship, and only 4 of them have been K1 Max champions. So if you include Buakaw in that mix, he only loses traditionally, Hammer, to the best of the best.
Well, certainly, and that is a trend that he wants to change. So all will be revealed in a few short moments. And, we're talking about Carnage versus Spong, but this fight here is certainly one that has got great interest.
Final instructions here from the centre referee. You've got to wonder if early on here the aggression in the hands, in particular of John Wayne Parr, will make the difference. In his pro boxing career, a record of 10-3 with 10 knockouts. His last boxing fight, a decision loss to Sakio Bika back in 2003. JW has the hands. Buakaw, I would say, has the power with the legs. JW, in my opinion, needs to jump on Buakaw early here and try and knock the tie out while Buakaw is still cold. Once Buakaw gets his momentum going, once he finds his rhythm, it will get to JW. JW is going to pounce at him like a rabid pit bull in the first round. Let's see how it goes down. The world's title is on the line, 5-3.
Well, that is certainly Wayne's game plan. He's been doing a lot of sparring with Aussie pro Les Sherrington down at his gym, Bunchu Gym. And Les Sherrington is a boxer that I rate very highly in Australia. So Wayne's hands are going to be very sharp. And if there's an opening on Buakaw, I believe that's where it's also going to be, Michael.
Here we go, first round of action. The voice, Michael Chiavello, Mark the Hammer Castanini with your inside from beautiful Montego Bay in Jamaica. John Wayne Parr, the Aussie in the black. Buakaw Porpramuk of Thailand in the white and silver. Step across outside thigh kick from JW. Fires off the rear hand. Bit of that early hand artillery coming into play there from the Aussie. Buakaw skips forward. Nice tip kick to the midsection from the Thai. JW goes to the red basket. They trade leg kicks. Neither man managing to get the check in time. As J-Dump goes to the liver section, you will see Buakaw drop his hands, which has been his undoing of late in K1 Max. As I said, by this time already against Andre Dida last time out, the very inexperienced Andre Dida, well, Buakaw was doing the chicken dance on his feet. Dida almost knocked him out early on.
And good to see the promoters have jumped on the problem of the logos on the ring mat, ripped them up, and put the fighters' priorities over their own, and taken those logos off to make sure that the action is first class in all these bouts.
Buakaw just seeing what J-Dub has to offer here. J-W goes for quick catch and sweep. Textbook execution there from Buakaw Porpramuk. Buakaw's 220th career fight. JW's centenary. 100 fights tonight for Australia's greatest ever.
And that takedown that the Buakaw just executed, the Thai judges are going to love that. They're going to absolutely love it.
As always, Buakaw absolutely ripped, stripped and striated. More muscles than a seafood casserole on the Thai. JW looking to feint with the right hand there. Buakaw wades out with a turning left hook, fires a front kick to the midsection.
Seafood casserole. You've been watching a bit of Gordon Ramsay.
No, I've been eating the buffet at the hotel, Hammer. Seafood myself, senseless here in Jamaica. J-Dub goes to the outside lead thigh again. Ooh, nice high right round kick from Buakaw. Look at the loop the shin around the back of the neck and tags J-Dub on the way in with a nice short left hook. You'll often see Buakaw smile at J-Dub. Even when he gets hit, it's a Thai trademark. When you get hit hard, the smile's even bigger, just to show your opponent that they didn't hurt you. Buakaw launches in, throws a left hook.
I think Buakaw's going to be loath to get into any elbow exchanges because, of course, as you mentioned earlier, Michael, he does not want to get cut. He doesn't want to get injured, so he can compete in that K1 tournament coming up. So if I was Wayne, I'd get in close and start to throw the elbows, cut him up a bit. So that's going to maybe play on his thought process. He wants to keep this fight at range.
Buakaw edging forward. JW's guard up nice and high. Chab, outside thigh kick from Buakaw. Throws the knee to the upper left rib cage at the tie. Final few seconds here of the opening round. Been a cerebral fight so far from both of these men. I'd give the slight advantage, though, to Buakaw Porprumuk as he throws round kicks off both legs and they head to the corners. Hammer, we will struggle not to show our Australian bias because we have much love for JW. But I've got to give that first round to Buakaw Porprumuk 10-9.
Well, certainly no one has more of a one-eyed view on JW than myself. He's been down to my gym down at the Hammer's gym there in Australia and working out with the boys down there, and he's a regular at the gym. But JW, I'm afraid this round I'll have to give to Buakaw, especially. And I think it was the defining moment would have been that takedown. That's probably where he's initiated a lot of attacks. But for me, what has made the difference is the takedown.
Let's take a look how it went down there in the first round.
Once again, JW just getting his leg caught and Buakaw taking him right down very quickly indeed and looking very confident and cocky. Buakaw. JW, I feel, is not as free-flowing as I would like to see him, especially with the hands.
Did you see the size of the calves on Buakaw, Hammer? They're not calves. They're cows. The legs of Buakaw.
It's renowned.
Just massive legs on the tie. As I said earlier, the kicking power that he is renowned for, Buakaw. Also, there was a period, though, Hammer, when Buakaw was renowned for his handiwork. When he won his second K1 Max World title, he steamrolled through everybody with his hands. It was probably the greatest K1 victory in K1 history, be it K1 heavyweights or K1 middleweights. It was just so dominant from Buakaw.
Look, I think as a kick fighter, Buakaw 06, 07 version.
05, 06.
Yeah, right up. It was certainly personified textbook technique. I love his push kick. I love his front kick. He hasn't changed his fight style that much. And this is perhaps something that I'm interested to see. JW, of course, would have studied Buakaw. I would have liked to see him scoop out that push kick and then answer with something. But he's getting pegged with it.
Buakaw, two-time K1 Max World Champion, 04, 06, 05, of course, was won by Andy Sauer, who also repeated in 07. Here we go, second round of action, unofficially first round, we're giving the way of Buakaw 10-9. Fires out a side kick, outside thigh kick to the lead leg, but J-Dub checked it. Nice counter kick from Buakaw, good left hook from the tie. You can see the sweat fly off the brow of J-Dub momentarily. Gut-munching knee, folds him in half like a piano accordion and just throws JW to the canvas. Aggressive start here from Buakaw Porprumuk. Oh, good right hand from JW. Just needed a little bit more starch behind it, though, and they are duking it out in centre ring.
Well, JW really needs to shut down the kicking range and get in and work his hands. The lateral movement needs to be quick, and the hands need to be overlapping just as quick. There's another high-scoring technique from Buakaw.
Buakaw Porprumuk, more kick than a chorus line here in the second round. Catches J-Dub with the left hand. Straight right off the jaw from JW, not getting through. A high right round kick from Buakaw, just trying to compress that carotid artery. Buakaw feels him with the jab, uses it as a rangefinder for that rear leg round kick, and again slams it to the upper left side of the carcass of John Wayne Parr. The Aussie digs him with the uppercut, trying to put the chin through the top of the head. J-Dub, as the Hammer said, needs to close the gap, needs to get on the inside and work those succulent hands. 10 knockouts, 10 wins as a pro boxer for J-W. He was the man who outboxed the boxer Mike Zambides in Melbourne in May. Buakaw left hook, high right round kick. Good combination there, Hammer.
Good combination, and I noticed that Buakaw is starting to pick up that JW props off his on his rear leg and leaves his front leg up. So he's starting to grab that front leg, that lead leg, and slip into the clinch and push down. So JW needs to sort of move out of that. Again, you see him just propping on his right leg and poking with the left. He either needs to commit with the push kick or not lift that lead leg off the ground at all.
Oh, nice counter again. Leaned out of the back of the 1-2 from JW and just counter-struck him off the hands. Did Buakaw. Ties up the Aussie against the ropes. Tries to drill a knee into the midsection. Referee breaks them. Liver shot from Buakaw. High right round kick. Eats a right hand from JW. Turning elbow from J-Dub. Couldn't get through. Big right hand between the eyes of the tie. Inside the final 30 seconds of the second round of 5. Oh, smack bang on the schnoggin. Overhand elbow from JW. Didn't get past the forearms. That was a beautiful right hand earlier on from the Australian.
Well, this is, I think, the strategy that John Wayne Parr needs to employ. Hands merging to elbows. Look for a cut with the elbow. He just needs to be firing a lot quicker.
Puts on the knee guard, does J-Dub. Buakaw tries to hit off the break with a left hook. Oh, step up elbow. Turns it in nicely off the lead arm, does JW. End combination from Buakaw. We go to the towels, Hammer. A much harder round to score, in my opinion. First part of the round, I thought, to Buakaw. Latter part of the round to J-Dub.
I'll agree with you there. I think, again, there was a takedown in that round that could just lean that round to Buakaw. A closer round, potentially a draw, potentially going to Buakaw.
Hammer, you're going to get splinters in your backside sitting on the fence like that. Give me a result. Who are you calling it to? Write it down on your little scorecard there. Not that I can understand your writing. You should have been a doctor, Hammer. Who are you scoring it to?
I'm going to go even on that round.
I agree. Hammer, we're in agreement. It's rare. The Jamaican night air has brought out a sense of friendship between us. Camaraderie never seen before in Australia or anywhere else around the world we've commentated together.
Perhaps it could be that waft of Jamaican air flowing around.
There is a certain smell that permeates Jamaica.
That makes us so much more friendly. And a little bit hungry,
and
perhaps.
Relax. Let's have a look how it went down. As we said, folks, unofficially, we're giving it a 10-all round in the second.
And there was a dominance in the clinch from Buakaw that will score highly for him. A nice push kick, Buakaw, and lightning fast reflexes to catch the round kick of John Wayne Parr. Hook, round kick combination, Buakaw, very composed, not wasting a lot of energy and picking his shots. Great precision, Buakaw. John Wayne Parr, I'd like to see him just open up a little bit more, and I think in his mind, he's going to start to throw some more elbows in this coming third round, and I think that's a definite must for him.
JW trying to crack through with the elbows in the second. Not successful in landing one, but they're great to see when the fighters employ all 8 weapons of Muay Thai. Final instructions. Buakaw first to emerge off his stall here in centering. JW a little slower off the mark as he received a lot more instruction in the corner. 10-9, first round we've given it to Buakaw. 10-all, second round came J-Dub.
He certainly
does up the scorecards, or at least our scorecards, Hammer, as we go the third of 5.
He certainly doesn't look to have the energy that had him amped in Melbourne, Australia, fighting Mike Zambides. But then again, he had 2,500 people on his side, so fighting in a foreign land and against a very tough opponent is looking to be a hard road ahead, a hard night at the office for John Wayne Parr.
Step across, thigh kick from JW. Chases him with the right hand, the big kibosh. And Buakaw wore it, turned him around and countered with a right hand of his own. That was more like it from JW, but how well did Buakaw take that shot, Hammer? He ate the glove.
And again, he wears the right hand, Buakaw.
Crossing elbow from the tie, and again trying to chop the ear off of JW. Tough stuff here from Buakaw. JW finally launching the heavy artillery here in the third.
Lockdown knee strike, knee guard from John Wayne Parr.
Wow, Buakaw forced to lick the leather here in the third round so far. Slammed into the upper right rib cage. Again. Double jab right hand from JW. They tie up and tango back in front of our commentary position. Great third round here. JW's 100th career fight. I know it's been going through his mind for a long time. Who would be opponent number 100 as he does the lean back and tries to counter with the right hand? When he found out it was going to be Buakaw, he was absolutely elated.
Well, certainly all the people from Queensland in Australia, and especially Bunchu Gym, Wayne's gym, will be on the edge of their seats for this one. Trying to will a win to the Aussie, but Buakaw is looking a little confident, but he gets a little bit more of a blue tinge on his head wearing the gloves of John Wayne Parr.
Buakaw going for that liver again, and he digs down with the left hand, fires a teep kick to the midsection, steps up and locks on the grapple to the tie, and tries to drag J-Dub down with him as the referee gets a little physical. Under a minute remaining here in the third of 5. Elbow from J-Dub, just lost his footing. Takes a big breath, does JW, crossing elbow again, looking to shear the teeth off of Buakaw. Inside thigh kick from J-Dub. Buakaw goes to the outside lead thigh. Just checks him off the front kick, tries to snake in the left hook again, does the tie. And a good bread and butter combination. Jab outside thigh kick from J-Dub. Body shot from Buakaw. JW just needed to turn that right hand a little more. Goes for a crossing elbow off the lead arm. Does the Australian. Buakaw looking to force him against the ropes here and work that. The right hand. Final 10 seconds of this round. Can Buakaw go kleptomaniac and just steal it here with a final technique? Knee to the midsection. End of the round. JW pumps the fist into the air hammer, but do you think the Australian got it?
I think it was certainly the best round of the night for him, and landing some good shots with the hands, John Wayne Parr. A good close round yet again. And I'll lean the way of Wayne Parr on that round. I think he landed the cleaner shots with the hand department, answered the low leg kicks, and it was a lot more of an even round with Wayne landing more striking via the hands.
What is happening, Hammer? We're in agreement again. This is unnatural. It does not feel right to me, Hammer. Let's take a look how it went down. We both got it, going the way of JW there in the third.
But it's a long night, and I'm sure things will change, Michael. Again, the rampaging John Wayne Parr stalks forward, and that is the game plan that he needs to employ if he's going to rattle Buakaw, because at kicking range, at distance, it's going to be Buakaw with those long legs, those beautiful push kicks that he's going to be working and overlapping. Buakaw throws a round kick and a double round kick off that rear leg. A lot of power. For those of you watching this one, do not underestimate the power in those round kicks, because tests have likened the Thai round kick to the impact of a car accident. So these guys' bodies are well conditioned to take that impact.
JW receiving instruction in his corner as he looks for his 73rd career win. Buakaw Porpromuk looking for his 188th career win. Let's have a look at the Muay Thai power here. Leg kick from Buakaw to the lead leg of JW as he tried to bring it up to check it. They trade leg kicks. JW just pouncing on him. There's the right hand.
Beautiful done. Beautifully done. Now we're sort of getting into the latter rounds. The lactic acid will be kicking into the muscles. The guy's legs and arms will be feeling very heavy indeed. And it really becomes a mental battle now. You have to put all of that out of your mind and just focus at the job at hand. And this is where the fight game becomes a little bit more mental or spiritual and less physical.
Fourth round of 5, Michael Chiavello, Mark the Hammer Castanini with your insight from Montego Bay, champions of champions 2. I hope you're enjoying it, folks, wherever you're watching. JW cracking away to that lead thigh of Buakaw. Throws the right hand as the lead punch, then the left round kick does J-Dub. Trying to mix it up a little here, the Australian. Good start here from John Wayne Parr as he edges out of the way of the high right round kick of Buakaw. And again, just goes for that lead leg, trying to tenderise the quadriceps area. Buakaw catches the kicking leg. Can't execute a sweep. Looks for an elbow, then fires away to the lower left rib cage. 3-punch combination, not landing for JW. Steps across and hits the back leg. Good timing from the Aussie.
Well, John Wayne Parr needs to look confident. He needs to maintain his balance and poise, because again, the judges will be looking at that. They look at aggression and they look at how much balance and Muay Thai technique you exhibit. If you're a little bit loose, a little bit untidy, even though you're scoring, it doesn't always reflect on the judges' scorecard. We've got to remember also the judges are predominantly Thais, scoring one of the Thai greats, so they're going to be looking after their boy, perhaps.
Oh, nice high right round kick from Buakaw, then drills the knee into the sternum of JW. Just in front of that big Bob Marley banner. Can you go anywhere in Jamaica here, Hammer, without hearing Bob Marley? It's everywhere, Hammer.
Give me love.
Everywhere. One love, brother. One love. Buakaw just edging forward. JW fakes with the back kick. Goes for the inside lead fight of the tie. Oh, Buakaw, nicely done. High right round kick, looking to loop the shin around the back of the neck again.
I'll tell you what, I'm just surprised they haven't replaced the Thai music with a little bit of reggae. It's absolutely everywhere.
A little bit of the steel drums from the beach as Buakaw comes forward again. JW counters and locks him up. Who will get the better exchange in the clinch here? Buakaw looking for the takedown, a high knee to the upper spine region of JW as the referee has to pry these two men off of each other. Left hook from JW. Buakaw looking down at JW's feet here. Setting himself, perhaps with that right hand, perhaps for another rear leg round kick.
Now it's JW that's stalking Buakaw, and Buakaw moving back. So JW is starting to turn the aggressor meter up, and that's exactly what he has to do. He's got to pick up the aggression level. He's got to start to dominate and go bombing.
JW landed a nice left hand. Buakaw just shrugged it off. It was straight to the orbital bone of the tie. Final 10 seconds here of the round.
Nice defence, JW. So far for mine, Buakaw hasn't landed anything of any great scoring capabilities.
I tell you what, Hammer, on my scorecard, Wayne Parr takes that one 10-9. So I've got him losing the first round, a drawn second round, the third and fourth going the way of JW, the Australian in the lead by the slightest of margins on our unofficial scorecard. You agree, a 10-9 round there for JW?
Certainly. I'm just going to play devil's advocate here and reassess the scorecard. Now, the first round, definitely Buakaw. The third and fourth, definitely Wayne Parr. For me, it's the second round that's in question. Even though we gave it to Wayne Parr, I'm putting my thought process aside for a moment and trying to get myself in the judges' mind space. I believe they could have and may have given that second round to Buakaw. So if that's the case, that's 2 rounds apiece, which makes this last round the definitive round and the one that's going to be up for the taking.
JW, who we definitely thought won the third and fourth round with combinations like these you're seeing in centering. It was certainly a much more aggressive start from the Australian at the beginning of the fourth round than it had been for the previous 3. Buakaw taking some big breaths. We can see the red corner in front of our commentary position.
Get some smelling salts there for Buakaw. Just trying to clear the nasal passages and get his breathing right. Certainly one thing I've noticed already early in the night is that the fighters, the environment and the air here, the altitude, I think has taken its toll. All these fighters are supremely fit, Michael, but they're looking a little gassed early.
Just to give you folks a little bit of what's happening here around the ring as far as weather goes, it's really not that humid here tonight. There's a beautiful breeze blowing in from behind us, so it's coming in pretty much from Buakaw's red corner, blowing across towards Wayne's blue corner. It's blowing in off the Caribbean Ocean, which is just behind us. Beautiful temperature. It's actually quite cool with that breeze and not that humid. So no really adverse conditions here for our fighters tonight. And as the Hammer said, all have known long about this card and all have trained up an absolute treat for it as we kick off the final round of action here.
Oh, they picked this one up at a lightning pace to start. I think both corners know that this could be the defining round.
Catch and sweep from Buakaw, can't execute it. JW back to centre ring. Cracks away that outside lead thigh again. You can see Buakaw drop the left hand to catch the kick. Couldn't work the counter off it. Good leg speed from JW, continually cracking away to that lead thigh of Buakaw. Double round kick off the lead leg. He switched up off it, used it off the back stance.
Nice defence. John Wayne Parr again with that tight guard. He's built the wall of defence nicely on his lead side.
We said how last time in his last fight against Zambides, he outboxed the boxer. At the moment here in the final round, he is out kicking the kicker. High right round kick from Buakaw. Checks the low kick. Wayne Parr just wades through with the right hand, looking for the tub thumper. Can he find it?
He needs a strong round. He needs a strong finish, the Australian. Buakaw, in turn, needs exactly the same.
All tied up again, dead centre of the ring. Referee has to pry them apart. Don't forget, under WMC rules, you get 5 seconds in the clinch to be active. If not, the referee will break and restart. JW keeping very light on the ball of his front feet, as most Muay Thai fighters do. They'll flick it out to use as a rangefinder with the teep kicks or the front kicks. Skips forward again. He's looking to throw the right hand here. Watch it come down the tube. There it is. Big kibosh from JW. Just rocked the head back and again.
The right hand.
Buakaw doing a quick count of his teeth after that one.
Slightly blue-tinged head now on Buakaw via the leather of John Wayne Parr's gloves.
Fat lip after that one, Hammer. Be able to suck an egg. As they just tango. A little bit of a side headlock there from Buakaw. This has been, I feel, Wayne Parr's round again. Good high right round kick from Buakaw, but he's throwing only the one shots here, is Buakaw, whereas JW is throwing more combinations. Finds the mark with a good 1-2, locks up the tie against the ropes, draws a little knee under the right rib cage.
Well, just over 30 seconds to go, and time is of the essence here for both fighters.
Buakaw going for a waist clinch. It's a bit of a waltz into centre ring.
And just wait when that 10-second clacker hits, that both of these fighters will open up, no doubt.
It's not a clacker, Hammer. It's some hot Jamaican girl absolutely slamming her hand on the canvas.
She goes. She's getting herself in position now.
Crossing elbow from JW. He went for the gash maker to open up what we call the money box on top of the head of Buakaw. It is not what Buakaw wants with that K1 fight in 2.5 weeks' time. You've got to wonder at this stage if that is going through Buakaw's mind, if maybe he's not opening up as much as we thought he may have. Does a bit of quick evasion, gets out of the way of the round kicks of J-Dub. End the fight, Hammer, and both men pump their fists into the air as I give the final round a 10-9 to John Wayne Parr.
I'm going to go with you on that one, and I'm going to look at the scores in reflection. Give the first 2 rounds. Let's play devil's advocate here. Give the first 2 rounds to Buakaw. Definitely the last 3 have to go to the Aussie John Wayne Parr.
Okay. If you do that, Hammer, it's 49-48 to JW. On my scorecard, I've got it 49-47 to JW. Either way, I've got it to JW.
Either way, it's got to be to JW.
Now, Hammer, my question is...
He's not looking...
I feel that Buakaw really slowed down after the second round. What do you think happened to Buakaw? He didn't seem to have the same crack, the same pace, the same aggression that he had in the opening 2 rounds. As we have a look at some of the action of JW hunting down Buakaw here in the final round.
Well, I feel Buakaw didn't stay with the game plan that he had employed in the first and second round. You know, certainly in the clinches where he's comfortable, but I think that the topic we spoke of earlier, that his concern not to get cut with elbows, made him stay at range, made him want to stay out of that clinch for fear of getting cut with an elbow because of his upcoming fight. John Wayne Parr perhaps exploited that opportunity, tried to get into the clinch as we're seeing now, and perhaps that would have been where he should have worked a lot more. But not to say he's done anything wrong at all in this fight, JW, apart from the fact that I feel he probably started a little slow. But he did finish stronger. He did let his hands flow. He did have better technique and was the aggressor, certainly in the 4th and 5th, which is where a lot of the high scoring comes from the Thai judging.
Will it be a cause for celebration here tonight in Montego Bay for John Wayne Parr, Australia's all-time greatest and arguably one of the greatest, if not the all-time most decorated Western Muay Thai fighter, John Wayne Parr, runner-up at the Contender Asia Season 1 last year? Or will it be celebrations for Buakaw Portpramuk in his return to Muay Thai rules, the world's former middleweight champion? He defeated John Hodd for the title in 06. Wayne Parr was also a former champion who lost a world title fight against Yodson Klai.
It's a bit of the Thai hoodoo for John Wayne Parr with certain Thai fighters, and he's fallen victim to some very controversial decisions in his time. Let's hope tonight is not so controversial. 100th fight, will it be heartbreak or jubilation for John Wayne Parr? We'll find out in a few short moments as the scorecards are tabulated.
We're almost ready for the results. As I look around the audience here in Montego Bay, so many celebrities on hand as well. Just looking to my right, Grant Show, Jake off Melrose Place is here. Also, the beautiful Elizabeth Hendrickson from The Young and the Restless, who had a great time partying with last night, Hammer. She's a lovely lady. And let's go now for the official results. Cedric, the entertainer.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the scorecards. Let's give it up for these fighters. Let them know you love it. Judge 1 scores the bout 49-48. Judge 2 scores the bout 49-46. And Judge 3 scores the bout 50-49. All in favor. And the winner by unanimous decision in the red corner.
Oh, Buakau's taken it. Buakau has taken it on all three judges' scorecards here. And absolutely dejected, and I might say, Hammer, a little miffed John Wayne Parr. We thought Parr had it.
Well, certainly John Wayne didn't look as confident as I would have liked to see him at the end of that fight. I think he was a little down on himself, and his confidence level wasn't as high as it perhaps should be. And the hoodoo stalks John Wayne Parr yet again, with Buakau getting what I believe is a bit of a controversial decision here in Jamaica.
I'd tell you what, this one will be debated worldwide on the internet forums. Buakau now taking his 188th career victory. More important than that, though, he is now the world's WMC junior middleweight champion. Here's again a look at how it went down for Buakau Pupramak. Throwing a knee to the midsection there on JW, just dumping the Australian to the canvas. And let's go now inside of centering, but Paul Lazenby is going to chat with the world champion Buakau Pupramak and also the Aussie John Wayne Parr. Here's Paul Lazenby.
ร่างกายไม่ดีหมดแล้วหมดเลยเนี่ยก่อนเข้าไปต่อย K1 ลำบากร่างกายหมดมากเขาอย่างนั้น
Oh, thank you. First of all, I want to congratulate both of you gentlemen. Very, very credible title challenges, both of you, and an unbelievable match. Thank you. Unbelievable match. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have one more hand for what was an absolutely incredible World Muay Thai title match. Neither one of these men is walking out of here a loser. Buakau, first I would like to ask, it's well known that you have a very important match coming up in Japan in a short amount of time. And I'm wondering if, with John Wayne Parr being one of the best Muay Thai fighters in the world, you felt extra pressure that perhaps this fight would affect your performance in Japan.
ถามว่าเขารู้ว่าอีกไม่นานนี้เองจะต้องไปต่อยต่อที่ญี่ปุ่นเขาก็เลยถามว่าเกรงกลัวบ้างไหมว่าในเมื่อจอห์น เวย์น พาร์ก็เป็นนักมวยระดับโลกเหมือนกันว่าไฟท์เนี้ยจะมีผลกระทบกับไฟท์ต่อไปหรือเปล่าก็คงไม่มีอะไรเพราะว่าก็ร่างกายที่ชกแล้วก็ไม่เจ็บเท่าไหร่แล้วก็จะได้กลับไปเตรียมตัวซ้อมต่อไปชกต่อไปครับ He said it's no problem at all. He didn't get too much punishment just now, so he thinks he can get back home, train hard, and he's ready to fight again.
And I'd like to for coming in much opponents, you cut weight and then gain a lot of points. You're back before the fight. You're also known for having exceptional hands. Did you find that those weighed in your favor at all at any point in this fight?
Yeah, my hands usually go all right, but Buakau's front kick's really hard to get past to land on his face. I had a bit of a hard time bridging the gap and trying to score, but a couple of times I did hit him. I just couldn't capitalise. He's just too evasive. But it was a great match. Thank you again once again, Buakau. That was cool. I hope everyone enjoyed it at home. I hope everyone here in Jamaica enjoyed it, and I hope everyone at home in Australia and around the world loved it as well.
We have two world champions walking out of here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Buakau, John Wayne Parr. Let's hear it for him. Hammer Michael, back to you.
For that, Paul. Great interviews there in centering. What a fight, JW and Buakau. As I said last time they fought before tonight, back in 04 K1 Max, it was Buakau on that occasion who also edged out a controversial decision after an extension round. History hath repeated itself, Mr. Hammer, here tonight in Montego Bay.
Well, it certainly has, and, you know, it sort of pains me to see John Wayne Parr a bit down on himself.
And Hammer, I just want to state for the record, we are Australian. Yeah. Wayne Parr is our good friend, but we're not being biased because while Paul was interviewing the fighters there, we turned to a couple of people sitting around us here at ringside, said, who did you have as the win? And they all said JW.
Well, it was, yeah, it's as I said, it comes down to the scoring. We do have the officials from Thailand that score the fights perhaps a little differently to Westerners. As you said, there was Mike Garrow, who's a renowned fight expert, ringside, and he certainly said he was in agreement with us that it was definitely not perhaps the way it seemed. You guys at home, you're watching it, you've got your own minds, you make the decision for yourselves. Whatever way you're going to cut it, though, both of those fighters, as Paul said, they're both champions. They should both leave the ring with their heads held high. and they displayed some great Muay Thai technique.
Okay, folks, coming up next, the World Super Light Heavyweight title on the line as Clifton Brown takes on Cao Clay in an epic rematch. And let me also say that Cao Clay certainly has a lot to prove here tonight. He has taken some inhumane beatings in recent fights as Cao Clay Kanasarang. It is how they stack up. The World Super Light Heavyweight title is on the line. The rematch they have been waiting for. Clifton Brown, representing both Canada and Jamaica, takes on Cao Clay. It is happening. Let's take a look at both fighters, Clifton Brown and Cao Clay. Cao Clay Kanasarang.
Well, this time I'm going to give it my all. We fought once before, and I know that he is good too. He's been taught straightforward Muay Thai combat as well, because he's had a Thai teacher. So this time I'm going to give it my all. Win or lose, I'll give it my all.
Cao Clay Kanasarang making his way to centering here in Montego Bay, fighting for the second time in Jamaica. He was here on Champions of Champions 1 when he eked out a very slight decision over Clifton Brown. Cao Clay, one of the superstars of World Muay Thai, a former K1 star who made history when he won the K1 Asian Grand Prix in Seoul in 2004, weighing only 170 pounds or 78 kilos. He went on to compete in the K1 World Grand Prix in 04, knocked out 280-pound Mighty Mo with a jumping round kick. One of the all-time great K1 knockouts before losing to Musashi in the semi-finals. Former two-time Radjamoon champion, he won the Radjamoon 147-pound title when he was only 19 years old. Has been very inconsistent, as I said, recently in his career, going 5-4-1 in his last 10 outings, including wins over Yongsu Park and Azim Makhtartaj, and losses to Francois Botha, Nathan Corbett, and Magomed Magomedov. He's also lost to Tyrone Spong. Let's have a look at his opponent here tonight, Clifton Brown.
When two fighters fight in the ring, they know who won and who lost. I did not feel that Cao Clay did anything to win. He got rewarded for surviving. A lot has changed in a year. He could be training fiercely from that moment until now. It's still a gamble. You got to pull back and then take a running start to make that big leap. So sometimes a loss is a good thing for you. There's no excuses. If he wins, he wins. If I win, I win. That's it.
Clifton Brown in centering, his mother Jamaican, born in Toronto. The holder of the WMC 82 kilo light heavyweight title, which he won by beating Germany's Tyrone West in 2007. And tonight he tries to go a little heavier and win the super light heavyweight championship strap. Clifton, of course, also winner of the IKKC Cruiserweight Championship in 04. Here's how they stack up. 7 years the older Clifton Brown, taller by 5 centimetres. He weighs 2 kilos less than Cao Clay, 82 versus 80. The experience advantage going the way of Cao Clay, but as I said, the Thai has been very inconsistent in his recent fights, going 5-4-1 in his last 10 outings, and he has taken some severe beatings from the best fighters in the world. Cedric the Entertainer to get us underway. The World Super Light Heavyweight Championship on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you feel? We've had some great fights up here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Rizark Production presents 5 rounds of boxing in the Super Light Heavyweight division. This fight is sanctioned by the World Muay Thai Council. The judges at ringside, from the USA, Gary Finnerty. From the USA, Payal Tucha. From Thailand, Tang Ong Pong Panak. And the third man in the ring, your referee from Thailand, Pong San Ekyotan. Now, introducing, in the blue corner, he weighed in at 80 kilograms. His professional record, 82 wins, 31 losses, 4 draws, 13 wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of Bangkok, Thailand, please welcome Khao Klai. And fighting out of the red corner, he weighed in at 82 kilograms. His professional record, 42 wins, 10 losses, 0 draws, 32 wins by way of knockout. Fighting out of Toronto, Canada, please welcome Clifton Brown.
Massive ovation here for Clifton Brown. The Jamaicans all getting behind the Canadian-Jamaican Clifton Brown. Interestingly, though, as I mentioned, the inconsistency of Khao Klai in his last 10 fights. Also, it's been an inconsistent career since 2004 for Clifton Brown. Over the last 5 years, Clifton hasn't won back-to-back fights. He's gone 5-5 in his last 10 outings, but never stringing together 2 wins in a row. If he does it tonight, he will break that curse, because he is, of course, coming off a great win over Stephen Richards in Florida last November at Shindo Kumite 15, where he stopped Richards with elbow strikes. Clifton, who, as I said, the holder of the WMC 82 kilo light heavyweight world title. He first bid for that title back in 2003 against Nathan the Carnage Corbett in Australia. Lost via a terrible elbow KO. One of the best elbow knockouts we've ever seen against the Carnage. Then he moved up and he bid for the world cruiserweight title, also against Corbett in Macau in 2006. He was unsuccessful on that occasion. Went back down and won the light heavyweight strap against Tyrone West in 2007. Did the 32-year-old Clifton Brown. Speaking of age and Khao Klai, for a guy who has been around for so long, you would think that he'd be a whole lot older, Khao Klai. Maybe because we've seen him take such huge beatings from such huge fighters that maybe it looks like he is aged. But he's only 25 years old, is Khao Klai. His real name, just for the record, is Atit Damkam. Changed his name to Khao Klai, which in Thai means have a good future. And he is looking to get into the winner's circle in a big way here as the former 2-time Ravshnamurn champion. Won it when he was only a teenager for the first time as a 19-year-old. Did Khao Klai, born in Khon Kaen, now fighting out of Bangkok. 13 knockouts in his 82-win career in Muay Thai. Khao Klai, he is not a big knockout artist. Also had a venture into pro boxing for some time. Didn't fare very well there. Got a record of 1-6 in pro boxing, which is nothing to write home about. As I look down here ringside of one of our other celebrities, giving me a wink and a wave, former UFC champion, Strikeforce fighter Frank Shamrock in the house, and many of our other great fighting celebrities also here. K1 superstar Ray Sefo, K1's all-time greatest Ernesto Hoost, former UFC pride and K1 fighter Big Daddy Gary Goodridge in the house here in Montego Bay. They're all out in force. It's also good to see, you know who I got a photo with the other night, Hammer? RoboCop. Peter Weller.
Peter Weller,
in the house here. Well, not in the house, in the outdoor arena in Montego Bay. RoboCop Peter Weller is here. And the beautiful Odette Yustman.
And the original Shaft.
The original Richard Roundtree is here.
The original Shaft.
He has a cigar permanently surgically attached to his mouth.
He does.
We've seen him at the hotel all week. The cigar has never left Richard Roundtree's mouth. Odette Yustman, of course, the lovely lady who starred in the great film Cloverfield. She's here ringside as well. Ed Too Tall James, the #1 draft choice of the NFL back in 1974, is here. Bill Bellamy, among the many comedians. He put on a great set last night in the Caribbean Comedy, which was right here in this very venue, Hammer. It was absolutely a sold-out event last night, the Caribbean Comedy Classic.
And it's all for charity, and it's all via the way of a man called Richard Stevenson, who's a great ambassador for charity in Jamaica. Based in LA, but he travels to Jamaica, and it's all about the kids for him, bringing computers to the schools in Jamaica.
Centre referee with Clifton Brown and Khao Klai in centering. We are set for 5x3, knees, elbows and all the good stuff. The World Super Light Heavyweight Championship on the line. This is a grudge match, folks, make no doubt about it. Outside the ring, Clifton Brown is an absolute gentleman. And we can announce for you here tonight, a little bit of some music for me, Hammer, as we announce the second season of the Contender Muay Thai series. The two coaches are here in Jamaica tonight. One of them is in centre ring. Clifton Brown's going to be a coach on the second series of the Contender Asia. The other one is going to be my brother Ray Sefo, Hammer. How's that?
Certainly something different, Ray Sefo, predominantly a K1 fighter, but he's stepping in to be one of the coaches of Muay Thai Contender Series 2.
Not to forget that Ray actually held this world title, super light heavyweight and world cruiserweight and world heavyweight title back in the day when he was still fighting Muay Thai. So it is Ray Sefo and Clifton Brown, the coaches, Season 2, the Contender Muay Thai. Here we go. Round number 1, Michael Chiavello, Mark the Hammer Castanini with you.
He's been pitched back.
He has indeed.
It's Ray Sefo.
And he is super excited about it. Here's Ray. Clifton will see what Khao Klai has to offer here. They know each other well as Clifton ties up the right leg of the Thai and tries to upend him without any luck. Good right hand through the guard there, just ploughing Clifton Brown. He's got a lot of power, Clifton, and he's just a stylish fighter. The washboard abdominals as always.
Well, as John Wayne Parr had an extreme amount of pressure in his fight, Clifton has an extreme amount of pressure here, as you... or as we stated, Michael, Clifton, one of the coaches of the Contender Asia. So he's got to be, bringing the boys forward to greatness on the Contender Series. So he doesn't want to go into that with a loss here tonight.
Good start here so far from Clifton. It looks to me, Hammer, just having a look from our position of the texture of Clifton's shorts, that looks like velvet. Those are velvet shorts on the Canadian-Jamaican Clifton Brown. His pimpin' style here tonight is Clifton.
Coming to America style. This is beautiful. What is it, velvet?
As we've been saying, Hammer, when we pass through Los Angeles Airport. Look, real Americans. Khao Klai on the outside here. Clifton controlling centering. Double jab, right hand up the centre corridor from Clifton Brown. Tries to sweep out the support leg and scoop underneath. Short range knees to the upper rib cage, both sides of the carcass from Clifton. And just pushes the head back of Khao Klai. The man they call the Matrix because he's got some of those Matrix-style moves. He can jump kick and evade from all sorts of angles.
Of course, he had that fight against Mighty Mo, which was an awesome battle.
Jumping round kick knockout in the K1 World Grand Prix quarterfinals. Arguably the greatest K1 knockout of all time as he just stops the forward rush there from Clifton and fires a right hand over the top of the left glove of Clifton.
Well, Clifton, again, needs to be aware that the judges, of course, are Thais and... this is one of their boys, so to speak, so he's going to want to keep a dominance, a very clear dominance, if he's going to take a victory here and it goes to points.
And as we said, with the upcoming Contender 2 series, being one of the coaches, more added pressure on Clifton to really get a win in the bag here tonight and set himself up as the prime coach because, as Stefan Fox was saying, he feels that most of the fighters will want to be on Ray Sefo's team, given Ray is the bigger name fighter, and Clifton really needs a good victory here tonight to really set up himself as a coach in the second series of the Contender Asia. And can I say, Hammer, so far, so good for Clifton in centre round.
Well, Khao Klai is working back, and so it's Clifton that is sort of pushing the fight a bit, pushing forward. But he's a very clever fighter, Khao Klai. Have a look at that. Even though his leg was caught, jumping knee. Clifton Brown, beautifully done. Khao Klai acknowledges with a big smile.
Clifton Brown getting airborne here in the first round. Final few seconds as Khao Klai tried to sneak in a little Pearl Harbor elbow. End of the round, we go to the towels. Hammer, how do you see it?
I'm going to give that first round to Clifton Downtown Brown. Let's hope that the judges are in agreement with us. But tonight, I fear that they may not be.
Let's take a look at it again in the first round. I'll agree with you, Hammer. Something in the Jamaican air. We're giving it to Clifton Brown, 10-9.
Clifton looking to launch the big overhand right on Khao Klai. He's looking for a finisher, and that would be certainly the way to end this fight for him. Take it beyond any doubt, beyond any perhaps scorecards, and finish the fight via a big KO. Khao Klai, very evasive, very experienced campaigner, will be hard to nail. See Clifton just clinching up, working the knees. He keeps busy even in the clinch, keeping the score ticking over ever so nicely. Catch and counter from Clifton, but Khao Klai, good skills to maintain his vertical base. Just smiles, have a look at that. Good sportsmanship, good technique all round.
Clifton Brown unofficially taking on our scorecards. Good to see also here ringside Mekhi Phifer, one of my favourite actors. How many remember him off I Still Know What You Did Last Summer in ER and High School High? Great actor, Mekhi Phifer here ringside.
I've got to say, some of these movie stars are a little bit lost on me because I really don't engage in a lot
Melrose
of
Place, Hammer.
a lot of chick
Shake off
flicks.
Melrose Place is here, Hammer.
There's only one thing quicker than a jab for me, and that was changing the channel when Melrose Place was on. I was really quick at that.
Hammer, the only thing that could top it for me was if Shannon Doherty was here.
Okay.
Then my night would truly be made. I'd have Melrose and Beverly Hills 90210 both ringside in Jamaica.
My TV series really is focused on stuff like The Family Guy, I've got to say. Love it. But perhaps not a lot of the lady-type movies that you enjoy, Chevello.
I love my rom-coms, Hammer. We are ready to rock and roll. Second round of action. Unofficially, we've got a 10-9 for Clifton in the first. The Thai music that accompanies all full Muay Thai rules fights, accompanies all of our fights here tonight. The Thai oboe, the cymbals, the Java pipes in application. The Thai music will tend to pick up in intensity and pace as the rounds progress. The time is often set
right
for the
hand.
fighters as Clifton Brown gets airborne again. Well, they went so high on that occasion, he almost knocked out a low-flying bird. Kalklai tries for a right uppercut.
Kalklai taking advantage of Clifton being through the ropes.
Good right hand lead there from Kalklai. Just trying to loop it over the top of the left glove. Clifton's got to make sure he keeps that lead hand up. He drops it again and pays the price. Clifton, who's been training in Thailand in the lead up for this one. Before that was training out of Canada. Oh, nice.
He's caught.
He's tagged him.
Clifton's
Clifton
caught.
on Rebel Leg Street. The big kibosh. Clifton Brown in a world of hurt. Kalklai has opened up on him here in the second round. And Clifton Brown is stunned.
This is devastating stuff for Clifton Brown, getting caught with that big right round elbow. Kalklai just found the opening again.
He's tagged
on top
him
of the
again.
head.
Clifton in a whole lot of bother. He's taken more knocks than a front door. Brown's got to cover up. He's going to tie up Kalklai here. Kalklai just absolutely unloading on Clifton Brown. The Canadian-Jamaican comes forward again. Eats another uppercut elbow. Kalklai all over him here in the second round. And Clifton just ties him up, trying for preservation.
I tell you what, though, how tough is Clifton Brown to actually be on his feet after being well and truly rocked with the elbows. A true warrior heart, Clifton Brown needs to keep his guard up. That left arm is just way too low. Kalklai's now picked up on that fact and getting that right elbow right over the top.
Kalklai working the right elbows time and time again. He has figured out perhaps a chink in the armour, the same chink that Nathan Corbett exposed the first time they fought. Kalklai's looking for the overhand elbow finisher here.
Well, certainly Clifton's reflexes are very slow now, and he is well and truly in the fog after getting hit with that elbow repeatedly.
Amazing that Clifton is still standing. The man is a rock. He's Gibraltar. He's the Hope Diamond.
Comes back with an elbow of his own now, Clifton. But as I stated in the opener, such a workload on this man in putting the event together, negotiating, organising, the whole lot, and stepping in for a very tough fight. I tell you what, it's not an easy thing to do, and I think Clifton's finding that out right about now.
I am telling you what, Hammer, I don't hear any fat lady singing. You cannot ever rule out Clifton Brown as he executes a champagne catch and sweep on Kalklai. Ain't no fat lady singing yet for the Canadian-Jamaican, Hammer.
And he's not happy with himself, Clifton Brown.
In fact, Hammer, I haven't seen a fat lady here in Jamaica. They're all stunning. Second round, a 10-8 for Kalklai.
We're going to different places, obviously. Kalklai getting that one, as you said, 10-8. The job becomes increasingly difficult now for Clifton Brown. Will Kalklai come out a little cocky, however, in the third? And will Clifton be able to take advantage of that? Having a look at how it went down in the second.
The standing 8 count on Clifton came with 2 minutes remaining in the bout. Let's have a look how it eventuated.
There's where Clifton just got himself tangled in the ropes. So Kalklai looking to take advantage of any opening at all. The right elbow straight over that left arm caught Clifton. And I tell you what, I'm amazed that he did so well. Look at the faces of the Thai kids ringside that perhaps we'll be doing a demo in a little while, but they were absolutely amazed, and they've seen a lot of Muay Thai. They're probably amazed that Clifton was still upright after wearing solid elbows from Kalklai, and just on a mission to take Brown out was the Thai. And that's how Clifton Brown came back testament to how big his heart is.
Oh, Hammer, I love it. Can you smell it, Hammer? Smell the elbows in the air here.
Oh,
the elbows in the elbows, Hammer.
The elbows
That's what I'm smelling.
about.
You're smelling something else.
I was getting a bit hungry, actually. I was smelling something
Get the
else.
munchies, Hammer. Smell the elbows in the air here in Montego Bay, courtesy of Kalklai. Putting a beating on Clifton Brown, but Clifton, as I said, the unbreakable rock, not dropping in the first round. He is still here, Clifton Brown, and he can still turn the tide in his favour. Never, ever write off Clifton Brown.
Well, Clifton Brown got an extreme amount of Vaseline over that left eye.
His eyebrow's about to slip off, Hammer.
Tell you what, I've not seen that much Vaseline since I visited a pharmacy. It's a lot of Vaseline.
I could have said something else, but I'll leave that one out. Here we go, second round of action.
So could I, so could I.
So I should say third round of action. We've got it 19-18 in favour of Kalklai after two. First round 10-9 for Clifton. Second round definitely a 10-8er for Kalklai with the count being put on Clifton. Clifton edges forward, nice knee, and he turns off, uses his angles well, does Kalklai. As we said earlier, that's why they call it the Matrix. You've got to get out a protractor to try and work out some of the angles that Kalklai uses.
I'll tell you what, Clifton Brown in the break was getting more instructions than a blind man in a minefield.
Ooh, good high round kick from Clifton.
He was really given a heap of instructions. Let's see if he can employ what his trainer verbally transmitted to him. Stalking forward, still aggressive though, Brown.
Good evasion, counter right hand. That was the Matrix stylings there from Kalklai. Dead centre of the ring. Clifton looks to have fully recomposed here. Shaken off the momentary wobbles he had in the second round following that big tub-thumping elbow from Kalklai. Outside thigh kick from Clifton. Kalklai just brought the arm up to meet the high kick off the lead leg from Clifton as they lock up against the ropes. The referee says, no, boys, let's call a break. And that breeze is really kicking in now here ringside. It is beautiful and cool and very sweet and a little salty. Front kick from Kalklai. There's some blood on the chest here of Kalklai. It looks like there's a little cut on the forehead of Clifton Brown. That may be where that blood on Kalklai's chest has come from. A cut on the forehead of Clifton.
I think it's that the left eye of Clifton, and Kalklai now working it with the glove. That the cut is going to get worse.
Ooh, downward elbow, looking for the headache maker again and trying to split him in half. Jumping downward elbow from Kalklai. Absolute elbow fest here from the tie. He turns off counterclockwise. Good evasion again from Kalklai.
Tell you what, Clifton Brown's head's going to be made of concrete. Those elbows have just bounced off his skull. Kalklai's launched them from all angles, and certainly a lesser fighter would have folded and been able to close up look at the canvas by now. They lock Kalklai knee guard. Brown trying to get a good shot away, but the distance being perfectly reached by Kalklai.
Tango again, waltz back to the ropes. Referee brings in the centre ring. Clifton edges forward, guard up nice and high. Doesn't want to take too many more of those elbows. Kalklai using a lot of the ring here though, constantly circling off. Nice evasion, he just got on the outside of that right hand of Clifton and then locked up the Jamaican-Canadian. Final 10 seconds here. Outside thigh kick from Clifton. They'll go to work again on that cut over the left eye if he's between rounds. Hammer, your scorecard, please.
Going to go the way of Clifton for that one, even though Kalklai did get away a few good elbows, but that was really about all he showcased for me. And the sentimental favourite, I will give that round to. Again, Kalklai textbook push kick. Tried to bring the right hand through over the top. Clifton Brown now keeping his guard up high as it should have been. Taking some elbow action onto his forearms. And certainly Ice will be his best friend after this fight. Clifton Brown looking for the catch and counter. Kalklai very strong in his upright base. Great evasion. Just balks back so easily from that high round kick. I think Brown needs to combine, and the one shots will always be told early, and there's too much, I suppose, giving away to your opponent when you're just throwing one shot. You need to pepper up with the punches and then bring the round kick through, or throw the kick and then bring the hands through after, bridging the gap quickly from the kicking to the punching. Corner going to work on that cut again on the left eye of Clifton Brown.
Hammer, we're in disagreements for the first time perhaps here tonight. I'm giving the third round a drawn round. You're giving it to Clifton. So I've got 10-9 Clifton in the first, 10 out Kalklai in the second, 10-all draw in the third, 29-28. 1 point advantage to Kalklai Kannasing after 3. That, of course, unofficial.
I think Kalklai is aware that he's going to have the upper hand on the judges' scorecard. And I think if this one progresses further, he's going to start to want to tick the clock down and not engage with Clifton, not take any more risks. In his mind, I believe he's starting to think he's got this one in the bag, Kalklai.
We are ready to rock and roll. Fourth round of 5. The voice, Michael Chiavello, and former Cruiserweight Muay Thai champion, the Hammer, Mark Castanini, with you ringside from this spectacular outdoor arena on the beach, the Caribbean Ocean, Montego Bay, Jamaica, for Champions of Champions 2, brought to you by Rizark Productions, and it's all for charity.
Also, a quick thank you to one of the gracious sponsors, Obastar Resort, right here in Jamaica. Great place to visit if you're coming to Jamaica.
Clifton, crossing elbow from Clifton Brown in off the left arm, and Kalklai fires back. They are throwing down in the neutral corner, wasting no time, letting fly with the elbows here. And this is what we wanted to see, Hammer. Let them elbows fly.
They certainly are. And again, it's Clifton pushing the pace, being the more aggressive fighter, as he did in that third round.
Forked right hand, otherwise known as a Superman punch there from Clifton Brown. Didn't find the target. And you can see he is starting to out-aggress Kalklai here in centering as the tie skips back to centering. 55 seconds remaining, or down in the fourth of 5. Clifton tries to line him up for a sneaky little left elbow. Round kick to the rib cage. Uppercut elbow trying to take the nose off there from Kalklai.
Well, Kalklai's work rate is definitely stalled, and he is not pacing with Clifton. And after absolutely being smacked in the second round, I'm amazed that Clifton is now pushing so hard through this, and that is testament to his warrior fighting spirit.
Have a look at Clifton just backing up Kalklai, and Kalklai locks him down, throws him back to the ropes. The referee breaks them. 1.5 minutes remaining here in the fourth of 5. Clifton continually on the front foot, almost stomping forward. Nice anticipation. Kalklai went through jump, turning back kick. Clifton saw it coming. With timing like that, he shouldn't be half Jamaican, he should be Swiss. Jumping knee from Clifton Brown. Double jab, right hand, the big boom shakalaka. He went for the elbow, didn't connect for him. And here in the fourth stanza, Clifton Brown scoring more than Amy Winehouse at a bottle shop, Hammer. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Comes forward again, does Clifton. Fires out a crossing elbow off the right arm. They tango back in front of our commentary position. Referee breaks them.
Although Clifton's pushing forward, I think I'd like to see him just really try and corner Kalklai, get him on the ropes, and just put it right on him, because Kalklai is just creating that distance, and just, as I said, I believe he's ticking the clock down.
Crossing elbow from Clifton, caught him on the chin with a short left hand. Nicely done. Look at the aggressimeter. It is turned up to full velocity. Spinning back elbow from Kalklai. Well, as I glance around, people here at ringside absolutely jumping out of their seats. Crossing elbow again to end the round. That was an absolute cracker. Best round of action we have seen all night. Here in Montego Bay, they are bringing it down, Hammer.
Come on, Clifton Brown, and he is really pushing to the finish line. But Kalklai, the ever-evasive Thai Kalklai.
10-9, Hammer, 10-9 for Clifton.
All the way.
Yep.
But he is digging deep. Look at that vision. Look at that man in that red corner. That is a person that is digging deep, going to a very, very dark place and trying to pull themselves out of it and come through one of the greatest challenges right here in Jamaica. Clifton wants to leave a good impression. There's so much pressure on this man. There's been so much pressure on him, not only for the past week, but for the past months in putting this event together. Have a look at him. just throwing caution to the wind now, looking to take the head off of Kaukolai. Kaukolai not making that job easy for him at all. Arms a tangle. Both fighters just looking for the slightest gap, the slightest opening for a finisher. Downward elbow, Kaukolai. Clifton just working the elbow to the side of the head, not able to get a lot of range on it. Turning round kick from Kaukolai. Clifton saw it early, sent him to the canvas. And that is beautiful work from a fighter that was well and truly finished in the second round.
Unofficially, 10-9, we both give the fourth round to Clifton Brown. That is tied it on my scorecard, 38 points apiece. How are you scoring it, folks? Wherever you're watching our global pay-per-view for this one. And our many celebrities here ringside certainly enjoying it. I saw Bruce Greenwood, the star of 13 Days and The Sweet Hereafter, and you would have seen him in iRobot, Star Trek, Double Jeopardy, a whole lot of films. Great actor. He bounced out of his seat when Clifton Brown landed some of those elbows towards the end of that round on Kaukolai. So Bruce Greenwood certainly enjoying himself, as is Flex Alexander, also here tonight. Would have seen him on some of the CSI episodes. It is the fifth and final round of action. It is still anyone's fight for the taking. I've got it locked up. 38 points apiece. But Clifton Brown has the momentum in his favour. Kaukolai fires the right hand off the jaw. Front kick, crossing elbow off the right. Clifton going head hunting.
Well, the armband of Clifton Brown has just come a little bit dislodged. Of course, those armbands are good luck charms. They're meant to empower the fighter. They're usually blessed. Because sometimes in Muay Thai they do become a hindrance when they become loose.
Crossing elbow from Kaukolai off the right hand, didn't find the target. Clifton goes to the body. Kaukolai on the back foot, throws the jab. Good overhand elbow again from the Thai. He tried to double up on it on the inside. Almost 1 minute down here in the fifth and final round. Who will be crowned the super light heavyweight champion of the world in only 2 minutes' time? Clifton's guard, the hands are turned out and very high. Typical Muay Thai stance to guard against the elbows. That's the pure Muay Thai guard of Clifton Brown.
Tell you what, Kaukolai's head is all over the place like a Pez dispenser in this round.
He has been just hit like a $2 pinata. High right round kick from Clifton. Crossing elbow, nicely done in the red corner. Throws the knees to the upper right rib cage. Uppercut elbow, trying to tuck it under the chin of Kaukolai. This is just an epic, epic fight, Hammer.
Well, I can only sit in awe and watch Clifton Brown battle to the very end with this one, and hope that he can pull something special out in the closing moments and make a really strong impression on the judges' scorecard. He is the sentimental favourite here in Jamaica, and he's put a lot of work into this event.
Nice right hand again. Switches flew off the brow. Sprayed the ringside audience of Kaukolai. Again, this crowd just roaring every time Clifton Brown lands. The little Thai kids are slamming the canvas and cheering on for Kaukolai. Clifton throws a 1-2. Kaukolai turns off back to centering. Now goes counterclockwise. Just parries the round kick. Scoops it out of the way. Sweeps out the back leg of Clifton. Nicely done from Kaukolai. Sign of experience as the 25-year-old backs off. Fires a half side kick, half teep kick.
Well, under 30 seconds to go in this one. And again, it's going down to the final moments.
Clifton edges forward. A drawn fight is how I had it after 4 rounds. The Hammer also got it pretty much dead even after 4. A slight advantage to Clifton. Who will take it home? How will these judges score it? Crossing elbow from Clifton Brown. Leg kick goes below to the shin. Referee breaks them. There it is. End of the fifth and final round, and like the great sportsmen they are, they hug it out in centre ring. As Stefan Fox said the other day, from the time of the opening bell, they are not friends, and when the closing bell sounds, the friendship resumes in centre ring. It is all conducted with the true martial arts spirit of Bushido, Muay Thai being Thailand's traditional martial art. These guys, martial artists above all else of the highest caliber, and sportsmen and gentlemen, always inside and outside of the ring. Hammer, we have a decision as we see the action as it went down in the fifth and final. How did you score that one?
Well, I'd like to think on my scorecard, I'll give it to Clifton because he did push the pace. He landed some good shots. And, you know, the long hair of Kaukalai, it leaves no shot in question because you just put a jab on there and the hair's all over the place and it shows that that shot has landed. And Clifton certainly had the hairstyle rolling from one side to the other in that round. Pushed the pace. He looked a little gassed. And perhaps the Thai judges are not going to think he looked as strong as he should have or as he could have, and they may go against him for that fact. For me, it's all about scoring shots, and if it's all about scoring shots, even after that horror second round, I've got to give it to Clifton. But knowing the Thai judges, I think they may give it to Kaukalai. I'm a little bit torn with this one between, I suppose, the sense of it all and my emotion. We'll see what the judges call in a moment, though.
I tell you what, if you had a pen, you would have written off Clifton Brown after the second round when he copped a beating. He copped a standing count courtesy of the elbows of Kaukalai. It could go either way here. And for the official decision, let's go to the entertainer himself, Mr. Cedric.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the scorecards. Judge 1 scores the bout 48-47. Judge 2 scores the bout 48-47. And Judge 3 scores the bout 48-47. All in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. In the red corner, Clifton Brown.
He has done it. Clifton Brown has gotten his revenge. He has equalised the rivalry. And more important than that, he is now crowned the WMC Super Light Heavyweight Champion of the world.
There is some justice in the world after all, Michael.
Fantastic stuff.
There is some justice in the world. The WMC, the World Muay Thai Council, new champion, Clifton Brown.
What a moment, Hammer, for Clifton Brown. What a moment to win a world title, being half Jamaican, to do it in Jamaica. I mean, Clifton is just huge here. You talk about Jamaican sporting greats. You talk, of course, about Usain Bolt, whose family home is only about 10 miles from where we are here tonight. His mum is literally just down the road. And you also talk about Clifton Brown. He is idolised here in Jamaica, and now Jamaica has yet another world champion, this
awesome
time
stuff.
in Muay Thai, and you could not get a nicer guy to be a world champion than Clifton Brown. Here's how it went down again.
Just have a look at Clifton, and that's what it was all about. He did push the pace from the third, fourth and fifth round. He did have the forward movement. He didn't back off after such a brutal second round, and it paid the ultimate result for him in the end.
Okay, let's go to Paul Lazenby, and centering with the champ.
Clifton Brown, new world super light heavyweight world Muay Thai champion. How does that sound?
Man, it sounds beautiful. That was a really hard fight. Gauklai is it's like trying to catch a fish with your bare hands, chasing the sky around.
Now, it's well known you had a lot to do with the organization of this event. How do you feel that might have contributed to you finding yourself in trouble at points in this fight?
Nah, you know what? I mean, ultimately, you could say that it affected my concentration a little bit, but really, I can't take anything away from Gauklai. He's a tough opponent. He's very difficult. You know, it's not the type of guy that will come in and bang with you. He's very tricky, and so picking up on his cues is difficult. He doesn't telegraph too much.
So as a Canadian, I can say that we're very proud to call you one of our own, but I know that Jamaica also has an equal claim on you. That's right. How does it feel to be strapping on a world title in front of the fans here in Montego Bay?
Honestly, this is the greatest feeling I've ever had in my life, next to my child being born. Seeing all my people out here, knowing that my blood runs through them and their blood runs through me, and to win this for them and to all the youth men here in Jamaica, this is for you. A lot of mercy.
New world champion, ladies and gentlemen, Clifton Brown.
Fantastic moment here for Clifton Brown. A fantastic moment for Jamaican sport. Well, Hammer, how about that? Hammer, take it away, because I'm going to pay tribute here to Jamaica's newest champion. I've got the beanie hammer.
Chavella, I tell you what, if there's a bandwagon going around anywhere, you jumping on the straight away.
On the bandwagon.
You jump on more bandwagons than a hobo. That's absolutely unbelievable.
What a moment, though, Hammer, for Jamaican Muay Thai. They have a World Championship won here in Montego Bay for the very first time. It is a fantastic moment. It's great to be a part of it as Clifton Brown just sucks up the goodwill that is being showered upon him here ringside.
You know, this was a great battle, but there's more to come. There's so much more to come. It's Muay Thai at its finest, and it's stepping up a notch with each and every fight, and I'm so proud to be a part of this whole event.
Okay, folks, that means coming up next, it is going to be the one we have all been waiting for. The Carnage, Nathan Corbett, the King of the Ring, Tyrone Spong, will be getting it on next.